The Mesa Clan,
Hello.
Mesa Army.
All right. Welcome in, everybody, to podcast number 8 of the Press What to Join show. We are a weekly gaming podcast that live streams here on Mixer at Press What to Join every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. We hope everybody has had a great week. We got an awesome show for you tonight, talking some Final Fantasy, some No Man's Sky, some subscriber perks, right, out there. As we settle in here, I am Autonomy. On our show, we also have GMD Geek.
What's going on, everybody?
We got an Angle of Death.
Hey, passa away.
We have Unforsaken Jay.
What's up?
And we got Hurt Locker.
Yeah, yeet.
What is going on, gentlemen? How's the week been?
Brutal.
Another week of human malware. Another week
Surviving isolation, I take it?
Kidney stones, man. I don't like kidney stones.
I'm
They messed
essentially
me up.
swapping crazy hours over.
See, listen,
Yeah.
this isn't surviving. We as gamers are thriving right now. I have never been happier. I get to wake up, get paid to play some games. I'm fine with it.
Well, until they decide that we're taking too much of the internet and start throttling it. So that's a strong possibility. Just
may or
keep
may
that in
not
mind.
have to go fight some people at the internet company.
I don't think it's going to get that bad, but like we were talking in the enterprise wide from a large corporation standpoint. What's going on, Mr. Peaks?
What's up, Peaks?
When it's expected, or some of the major corporations were looking at returning to their actual office buildings. What's up, Hurt or Country Henry?
Support.
Yeah,
Hi.
I beat him to the I eat.
No, I said it.
I'm just messing with you. That it's going to probably at the earliest be September before people return to the office. And there's a couple studies going on right now for data analytics mining inside these environments, because there's going to be a data set that's never been previously available, which is how well did the company's teams that did work remote function remotely? How collaborative were they? How, productive were they? And was it more cost effective to have them work remote versus in the office? Because the offices are literally shut down right now. So they're going to have 3 to 4 months of data to go back and say, hey, look, we saved this much money. These guys did that. We can cut this, not have to pay for this expenses, and give these guys like a per diem every month. So it's going to be very interesting to see the long-term ramifications of the human malware. Not all of it's good, but this one, in my sense, I'm just like, I haven't had any. I've actually had better because I work from home quite a bit, but I've had better collaboration since this is. I mean, this sounds bad, but since the human malware incident and everything, with everyone now using the technology to communicate, forcing that, it's so much better, and I have a lot better collaboration. I can go work on my code without interruptions. And then they can come back and I can ask questions and respond in my own time, and we can get on webcams face to face just like this. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm very intrigued by it. The only downside is how many people do they put a full 8 hours in, or they do 6 hours, coming here and though, do they actually do like a 14-hour day, but 8 hours
So
in that day?
that's a question though. Are people gonna are people gonna move more towards being salary based and not so much hourly, or?
I don't know.
I think if you can do an 8 hours worth of work in 4 hours, you should still be getting regular pay. That's just my opinion.
There's some conversations. That's nothing new, because there's some people, even when you're in the office.
There's always been a conversation
you got people
saying
that
though.
come in and do their work, and you got other people that just lollygag throughout the office, but they all get paid the same.
Because I know I'm one to do my work late, but some of the best work I do is right before it's due, and I can get a good amount of work done in 2 to 3 hours instead of these projects that they say, oh, this takes like 3 weeks to do. Like, homie, I could do it in 2 days.
There are times
Give me
where I'll
like
send
9
out
hours a day. I'll be chilling.
emails at like 2:00 in the morning because I'll finish.
Oh, yeah.
something. It's just easier for me half the time, as long as I.
You should
it's
see
a
some
check-
essays I write at like 2 a.m. Perfection.
Okay. I mean, definitely the type of work
There you
is
go,
going to
German.
dictate it somewhat.
Yeah.
I mean, myself, I've honestly been working for tech companies and mostly digital
Peaks.
for almost 10 years at this point. So it's my day-to-day honestly hasn't changed. I was glad my company and a lot of others, right, had these quick policies that they could roll out, or at least like shift to that.
Dude, Amazon acted quickly to it too.
Yeah, they did.
My sister works there, and it's dude. The moment they heard about the virus outbreak in their town, they shut down immediately.
Well, my buddy
Yeah.
works for him. He's a senior manager over IT in Ireland for them. Used to work with me where I used to work, and they shut down. They all work from home. It's the interesting thing is, 20 years ago this would have been just catastrophic. I mean, it's bad now because of the small businesses and everything, and the part-time jobs and the hits and stuff. Fast food sales are just super duper low. They're trying to evolve how they do all of this stuff, but it could have been worse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It could have been much
But
worse.
I mean, if you really think about it, how bad is it that fast food sales are going down?
I don't know, man. Fast food sales are going down, and I'm seeing everybody and their dog exercising now. So,
oh yeah.
I mean, that's where Hurt eats at all the time, though. He's got to have his fast food.
No, okay.
dude, how many
Yeah.
times have you been on this podcast with a bag behind you?
Yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
Okay.
He's got tacos,
All
he's got enchiladas, he's got chicken.
Bro,
Sometimes he's got
Listen,
barbecue.
I crush some Taco Bell.
So what?
I can crush it.
Hold on. There's a meme because my cousin's daughter
meme?
who's stayed with us for a long time. She loves. I mean, she's from Minnesota. She absolutely loves Mexican food. So the question I posed to her was this: so when we order delivery for Mexican restaurants, how does the endless chip salsa work? Do y'all come back in like 20 minutes, or do we have to call?
I want to laugh, but that's a fair point. Dude, think about it. Olive Garden, endless breadsticks. How is that going to stop? What are you going to do? Just run me like a monster
as an owner
bag
of small
of
dogs,
breadsticks?
I do not approve of that.
That
My
is
wife's
strictly
Filipino.
for auto right there.
Endless soups and salads. What are you going to do then? They're just going to come to your house with a 20-gallon bucket of beef
They're
bourguignon
gonna
or
have to change.
something.
It obviously has to change to all you can eat and everything. Isn't going to work, but
We're
there
a
is-
gaming podcast, people.
there is a segue here though, right? Like foraging for food, for resources. I hear that's a lot of what happens in No
I
Man's
think
Sky.
almost all of y'all live in the city, so I don't think y'all can afford
Jay just goes out the back door and shoots lunch.
No Man's
You
Sky.
really-
No Man's Sky.
I tried so
follow
hard
that
to
track.
segue there. I tried so hard.
I know, and I was like,
Jay just
I'm
was
never
like,
going
no.
back.
Sometimes I don't even want to call it No Man's Sky. I just want to call it Space Minecraft.
Yeah.
Space
Better
Minecraft
graphics.
indeed.
Better graphics.
Way better Well, no. You got to be fair because with the new RTX technology, I've seen some crazy graphics going on. in
Dude,
Well,
Minecraft.
the thing is that there's a lot of people trying to play the RTX, the ray tracing Minecraft as that's what it is, but a lot of it is shaders. They're like
Yeah,
dropping
they
a whole
do.
bunch of shaders with RTX. Sorry.
It looks beautiful. Like you can compare the graphics to No Man's Sky on some occasions, but
Yeah.
then again, No Man's Sky is one of those games that like you hear about from word of mouth. You don't really hear about it in mainstream.
Well, it had a really bad start.
Oh yeah, it
And
had
then
a.
they completely overhauled it. I was one of the lucky ones that when it was complete Duke,
Yeah.
I got it because it was downloadable and for free, so I got it. And then they did all these massive updates, and I have to pay for the updates. It is a fantastic game now.
Oh yeah, they
And-
changed with the new updates too. They changed a bunch of things. Like, so with your mining tool in the game, kind of like a pickaxe in Minecraft, but instead of placing blocks, you have this mining laser that functions as your multi-tool. It's a gun, it's a miner, it can dig through the ground, it just does all these crazy things. Now they added terrain manipulators to help you like create bases in better ways. So usually you used to have to dig and say there was a resource near your base that you wanted. You'd have to mess up the ground underneath it, and you couldn't really place blocks correctly and like platforms correctly. Now they have both where you can add terrain to it and flatten out the terrain.
So
So
you can
they
terraform.
added, yeah, now you can properly terraform because they added the terrain repair to fix what you broke, and then they added the terrain flattener to where you can make flat out plateaus for your bases, which
Nice.
is one of the new things in the update, which was really nice because it made building a base a breeze. I think we built this massive complex base yesterday in like 20 minutes because of it.
Sweet.
Now,
Like,
what's
it's a
the
group
max
of
number of
five.
people you can group up together?
You can max at 4.
4. Okay.
Perfect.
Which is actually not bad because if you do any more, it would be kind of absurd with how many ships you would have. Because if you've ever played No Man's Sky, you know how big your ships are. They're not small.
Well, one of the things I was thinking about, because as a podcast, we want to bring it up to the audience, is in addition to us doing the podcast on our Friday, would they be interested in us streaming once or twice a month, us gaming? Yeah. And we were trying to figure out a co-op game, 4 or 5 people, maybe 6, that we could do, and then possibly have some.
Peak says ship size doesn't matter.
That's damn it. Peak.
Nice catch there, geek. Nice catch.
You guys are gonna have to be really careful because I'm on meds right now.
I'll take this.
Performance issues.
I'll take this for you.
But we want to be able to play. I think we should be able to. It wouldn't be for more a couple hours, but we want to play together. And would people be interested in joining us, once or twice, not all the time or anything, because we have our own streams, the own games, work, and everything else that we have to do.
Coax, fiber optic.
Yeah, you have fun with that one.
But I feel like it would be a lot of fun to play some No Man's Sky on the stream, honestly.
I am down.
Especially with the lovely new upgraded mech suits that we have.
Nice segue.
Honestly, if you've ever seen the movie Avatar, playing No Man's Sky with the new mech suits makes me feel like I'm in that movie.
But
the only thing they're so well. Okay, hear me out. Yes, they are slow, but with the right upgrade, I think it's like 1 or 2 upgrade spots. You can massively upgrade your booster, and that thing will launch you into the sky.
Okay, so we talked about that they got mechs last week on the podcast, or in the notes from our meetings earlier this week.
Yeah,
and I haven't had a chance to actually go into the game. Between the kidney stone laying me out for a couple of days, Final Fantasy and everything else, I haven't done a whole lot of gaming. I've been pretty much just on the floor, down and out, just laid out. What's involved in getting the mech?
So ironically enough, all of the mechs and rovers are actually pretty easy to get, because if you've ever played it, you know that there's that weird circular Death Star looking thing called the Anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
Which is basically your home base for new upgrades and new things that come out. So all you have to do is, I think it's like 10 salvage data, which you can pick up on any planet. You just kind of got to dig for it. 10 salvage data, and you get the lander pad for it, and you just a couple materials, you place the lander pad, and there you go, you have your mech suit. The benefit is you don't have to actually build the mech suit. You just have to build the thing that can summon it. So I think it costs this material called paraffinium. It's like 100 paraffinium, 1 metal plating, which can be made by just picking up rocks in the game because there's so much of it around, and some metal, and boom, you have your mech suit. And then the moment you get it, you can go back to the Anomaly, buy a whole array of upgrades. You can get cannons for it, you can get mining lasers for it, suspension upgrades for the legs, upgrades for the jetpacks and the cooldown.
Why have I not played this game yet? This is so far down my alley.
It wasn't like this.
Horrible. No.
Yeah, when it first came out, no, it was.
Well, the string of updates they've released too. It's super encouraging, and at $25 on Xbox, I'm definitely tempted here.
They didn't just come out and say, we have a problem. Here's our timeline. Here's our roadmap. Mm-hmm. Follow the road that Anthem's tried to do. These guys said, all right, tell us everything that's wrong. They took everything that was wrong and they scrapped a chunk of their code, rewrote it, brought it back and said, okay, now what do you guys think? And then took that list and then finished it.
Yeah, and they were able to expand it to a new audience too, right? Because when it first launched, it was just on PlayStation, but when it's rolling out to Xbox and probably PC right later on,
it's on
they have
PC now.
This nice fresh start,
especially with all the new with the favorable things of it too, like the playability of the game. You can't visit every planet; it's not possible.
Yeah.
You will die before you visit every planet. I think they said 300 years before you can visit every solar system and every planet.
See, this is why you just pass it down so that your generation can just keep playing it for you. One day.
The game's
there you go. Perfect. Be like, here, Sonny, get to that last planet over there.
The game's only, I think it's 8.6 gigabytes to download.
That's it?
That's tiny.
It's only 8 gigabytes, and right now it's 50% off on both Xbox and PC.
Is it procedurally generated, or...
I think so.
Peaks answered this one. Was it Peaks an answer? I think it is.
Yeah. That and dude, they won't tell you. The one thing about it is they don't tell you when they're adding new stuff. It's just like a surprise randomly. Like with the mech upgrades, we also got living ships, which are ships that look organic but aren't. Like they added so much,
kind of like
random.
Farscape.
Kind of, yeah. They just added stuff randomly,
Okay.
like out of the blue entirely.
Looking at the lead devs,
How
like,
many
list
know what the reference to Farscape is? Who knows what Farscape is?
What is
No
a
clue.
Farscape?
Anybody in chat know Farscape? Anybody? Peaks, come on.
Let's see.
Don't let me down. German? Oh man, I'm old. It is a old sci-fi movie. Kind of like a captain gets lost in space, kind of like Buck Rogers. I'm not even going to pretend to know if you guys knew what Buck Rogers is. But
German's right. They did add bobbleheads too.
Yeah. But the ship they had was a living ship.
That's the line that everybody needs to remember.
Bobbleheads. You can now get bobbleheads. But
Wait, like a bobblehead to go on like your console of your spaceship?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
That'd be
so
dope.
Be like
the benefit of it.
You'll have to bobblehead the rest of the podcast, guys.
It's literally space
No.
exploration to the max.
No,
Like
there's no way.
you can build a base on every planet. You can visit every solar system, upgrade ships, spy ships, go to different spaceports, build your own spaceports, collect these giant freighter ships, upgrade and paint your rovers like moon rovers and stuff. Like
Nice.
I mean, yeah, I have an affinity for blacked out cars and robots. So yesterday I spent my time turning all of our mechs
Matte
into
black everything.
the matte
dude.
Black robots.
Matte black everything.
So,
And the best part
yeah.
is you can play it with friends. And then there's a multiplayer option for random players too, because you can go in and do missions with random groups.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've got it on my Xbox. I'm not going to get it on PC. It's not one I want to spend $25 more and have it in 2 spots. So if you have it on Xbox and you guys want to try it out, let me know. I'll do it on Xbox.
Yeah.
Full send.
I'm the PC one. I bought
I'll
it on
download it
PC
tonight.
and Xbox.
Yeah.
You will definitely get what's worth out of it. It's a slow start
you
for
said-
everybody.
Problem is
You
I've
had
spent
it
a
on
ton of money
Xbox.
on games the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, you have. And you got
Just a little bit.
that,
I mean-
that one in the background too for later on.
Yes.
Oh.
But before we go there, Angle, as a new player though, could you walk me through like what my first couple hours might be like? Obviously, it's a crafting and resource game. Is it going to take me dozens of hours to build up enough resources to do something? Does it start off quick? Can you? I don't know if you've started off recently.
It definitely doesn't take you a lot of hours to build up your resources. Pretty
Especially
quick,
if you're in a
the
team.
planet. Yeah, especially not if you're in a team, because you can get some help from your friends. Like I did yesterday, I had to restart entirely on PC. So I
Mhm.
got some help from my group because they had played a little bit more than I had. So they had materials that I needed. And it makes the process go a lot faster. But the planets are so material rich, you just have to explore.
Got
That
it.
and the benefit of no microtransactions. So there is no pay to win in this game
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Love that.
Is there paid
Yeah,
DLC or
that.
anything too, or
No,
is it just
nothing.
simply like
One-time
they're
purchase.
just supporting this?
One-time purchase, you pay for the game, and they update it with DLC-like content random times.
That's cool.
And
Big.
I think there's 3 different versions of currency, and you can get them from so many different sources. It's not even worth having microtransactions, honestly. Which is a good benefit to the game because for new players, they can't just pay their way to the top.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'm in. At $25, it's a good price point. New updates, nice and fresh. Obviously, some other games I've been playing right are in lulls, so it's a good time to check out something new.
And it's very especially with the nice space music you get. It's very relaxing.
The space music.
Space
plus, I
music.
think-
I'm curious
Plus,
now.
the other thing is, well, you can always turn the music off and play your own music. Although, if
Yeah.
you're streaming or anything, that we'll have a different podcast about that one because what I think the music industry has done is killed off the whole purpose of music. You know, people are listening to it so they can jam out, do their thing, and all that stuff. Get their music out there, and now they're killing all that. But that's a whole different discussion. But
Honestly, the music in the game is pretty nice too.
yeah,
I think it was well
not
done.
bad.
It had a slow start when it came out, much like many games we know. But
But
it redeemed itself.
it's garnered
and
a
it's-
great following.
It's definitely worth the
Yeah.
$25 too. You get a lot of hours out of playing it.
More
So-
than 25,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah, more than 25.
Well, Angle said he was playing it for 2 days so far, so
Yeah, by the end of
That's
this,
where
by
his-
Sunday, I'm
his
gonna have like 30
Peach
hours in
Fuzz
it
came
already.
from.
Just played straight No Man's Sky, no shit.
Listen, I'm a weird space
Spider, what's
traveler.
up?
I gotta grow the beard.
Yep.
The traveler beard.
I'm trying to right now.
The goal is for every one of us to have a mustache chat by the end of this. So that's 2.
Well, mine looks funny because this part right here grows in white, and this part's ginger.
They're black and
That
white.
just
not
makes
funny,
you look
it's-
like Mickey Rourke from Iron
Yeah,
Man.
right?
Was it 3
Two.
or 2? 2, yeah.
Geek for Halloween. You already have the facial color for it. Just go black and white cookie for Halloween.
Okay, I will gonna
Yeah.
find the
No
picture.
Shave
No.
Sky twisted.
Yeah, No Shave
Oh,
Sky.
that's great.
No, I'll find it. Because I have the red hair, I colored my whole face red, and then we just put black lines down, and then did black triangles and a mouth, and I went as a jack-o'-lantern, put a sheet on and everything with a table.
That's awesome.
It was freaking awesome. Probably
Nice.
not doing that this year though.
Well, hopefully we have a Halloween this year.
Don't
We'll
jinx
see.
us, bro.
People
Yep.
come to my house. Here's some shots and some vitamin C.
What kind of shots?
Jello.
Tequila.
You can make what I saw on Facebook called the Quarantini,
Oh man, I didn't see
which
that.
was emergency and
Yeah.
tequila.
Love it. Gonna have to
He
try.
said if you shave that off,
No,
he
German.
will buy
If it's
you
gone
no.
this weekend, you'll know
He
why.
He'll buy you No Man's Sky.
There
Otto,
you go.
Magnum, listen here. Sir.
What's up, buddy?
No.
Okay.
You are
Okay,
the
okay,
mustache
okay.
guy.
It all depends on regrowth time. Like, what are we talking?
Yeah.
Getting-
What kind of
Are we talking
You know
bedroom
what?
time or are we talking?
I might be able to pull this off where I shave it this weekend, German buys it, and I grow it back for next week's show. Like, that's... I can make that
and it
up.
might be worth it.
Oh,
That
wow.
might be worth it.
German, you might have to stipulate that he has to keep it shaved for like a certain amount of time.
Stop with this.
Like a week.
No.
Like the
man.
next show, he's got to come with it.
Oh no, he has to shave live on the podcast.
I don't know if I'd recognize
Just
him.
get zzz.
Right?
Oh,
I could see
man.
that going so bad too. I would attempt it, but like it'd probably be like stuck
Hair
in the
everywhere.
computer. Yeah, like
It can't be like, I mean, it can't be
knocking
as
the
bad as
webcam
that.
over and stuff.
Who did I send? Did I post that on Discord? That picture of the keyboard with all the fingernails in it?
Shave it, keep the shavings, and paste it back on.
Paste it back. Double-sided tape. Just
Twisted's got my
start
back
throwing
too.
it.
Just
No.
put some glue on your face and
Oh,
Nah, just go with it. Let that thing just grow lush.
on
Yeah.
rip that shit off.
oh man. Oh man.
Auto. Eventually, you got to curl it.
Yes. See, that's why
Eventually.
I want
So-
mine to be long enough to grow.
Mine could definitely do that if I didn't trim on the sides. This is probably too much information, but like it could get
No
there.
such thing.
I think
No
the
such-
only
Have we
person-
crossed the line yet, guys?
Dude,
I
as
don't-
long as we
Yeah,
don't.
we're good. We're good.
Okay, if somebody watches from Manscaped and all of a sudden we get a sponsorship from them, well, no,
Oh.
we went too far.
That's
Yeah.
The only way they're gonna
They
do
have the
that
best
is
Dollar
commercials.
Shave, Dollar Shave Club,
No,
Manscaped.
Manscaped has the
Down.
best commercials, man.
Oh yeah, they do. The only way they're
Aries.
gonna do that though is if Jay shaves.
Ooh, I would pay money for that.
Mm.
Yeah,
I got a
Jay's sitting
solid
over here all
fiver.
quiet and stuff, and
Hey,
yeah,
look,
we found
you
our
ain't got
target
enough
for the
money to
shave.
make
If
it.
that
It's
goes
not
down,
Auto, it's
we'll have to
Jay.
take a pool and send him in and people in a camera crew to like a really fancy hair salon and have the Jay makeover. You
I'm
know,
down.
Like, yeah, that would be.
Look, like Hurt doesn't have enough money to make me shave the beard.
Bet.
How much are we
okay.
talking? We talking the thousands, the hundreds?
Bro, I got you.
Where are
So,
we at?
Jay, how long have you been? I know we need to get back to the tech and gaming talk, but how long have you
let's
been
see.
growing this, bro?
I did shave it off at one time and to let it grow all the way back out, which would have been 6 months ago, 7 months ago.
If that's 6, 7 months, I've got 4 more months.
Hurts over
before I
here.
have
What
to
the
do
hell?
anything. No, this is only 3 weeks. So I've got some good length. I've got
No, well, I mean, Hurt,
3 plus
it
months.
comes down to right here.
All
now.
right,
If
I think
it's
we need to
straightened
start
up,
a
yeah.
GoFundMe or a crowdsource to develop a game, a mobile game for shaving and growing facial hair.
Yo, Twisted, do it. I'm down.
Twisted. There you go. Problem solved. He said he hasn't shaved, like clean shaven in 15 years. He's gonna make the game.
Word.
All right, so back to the
in the
game.
shave channel. I promise.
What are we talking about again?
Speaking of shaving, all the characters in Final Fantasy VII don't have any beards or
Oh,
something.
that's not right. There's a lot of girls in there. And Cloud doesn't have any facial hair, but Barrett's.
Nice segue.
He was looking like Angle before the mustache.
Yeah,
There you go.
but Barrett's got a fair amount.
I guess I gotta keep it now. There's no going back.
No.
Mm-mm. You lose your man card if you do.
Press what the facial hair.
Facial.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
Also,
Oh.
hashtags out of this guys. Love it.
I think we hit it with the name then. If we can twist it this much, right, each time like a joke, this
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So really fast, you guys notice I'm like half blue, half like
Smurf.
salmon. Yeah. I'm sitting
I
next
thought
to
you
the
were joining the
TV
Blue Man group.
No, the Apple TV's going on, and there's like a whale doing backflips in the water, so it's pretty tight. But
Definitely let the audio come through.
yeah. I'm not gonna monkey with this. Y'all just have to go with Smurf Hurt Locker. Smurf Locker.
Is
for a while.
Smurf Locker.
Is Karava? Is that your girl?
Yeah.
I think no. Listen.
Okay, we need a poll.
Karava.
Poll. Who all thinks that Angle needs to shave? Press F.
If I see more than 5 Fs in the chat, I'm flipping the table.
Nobody press F. Oh, okay.
Press what? Facial hair.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get at least 2 because she's definitely gonna put 1
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. I'm just eyeballing.
There you go.
There you go.
On cue.
There you go. She put it twice.
Killer.
No, your vote only
only
counts
one
once, so
vote
it's
counts.
3.
Yeah,
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh,
It's
no.
trying.
I will flip this table. Don't, no.
Thank you
Oh,
all.
man.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
Nah.
that doesn't count.
Only 4.
That's 3. I'm not gonna count us. I'm gonna be generous and not count
Okay,
us.
Oh, it's
I
okay.
don't count.
You're
Yeah, mine
right.
doesn't
I no longer
That's
have to
three, we're
flip my
chilling.
table. Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
That's so funny.
Geek, you could put a poll up there. You really want
My dog voted too.
What?
For audio listeners, later on down the road, Karava is currently owning chat for a second.
Kickstarting a campaign to
You
have
You
Angle
shall
shave.
not shave.
Dude, we should. This is.
Oh,
It's too much.
he's
Yeah.
crushing
would've
it.
had
Like
those as a
logos, like fundraisers, Destiny emotes. Like he's got all of it here.
Well, okay, so like we're this. I'll bring it
We're
up
gaming
later.
podcast, guys. Let's go.
Perks,
We're off the rails.
custom
Yeah.
emojis. We need to have a happy face with a beard and all that crap.
Oh
now.
man, for the perks conversation later, we've got an
yeah.
idea for this too.
Oh, my
Okay,
gosh.
on one
Okay.
Oh, we'll come back to this conversation.
But
stipulation.
Final Fantasy that. Go. Play.
Geek.
That's what
Let's let
Pokemon
Geek get
Go?
him. Let's get it set up here. But right, obviously today is April 10th, Final Fantasy VII Remake Day. We have seen many streamers out there, some from our own community, including GMD Geek
And Spider, I think, was doing it.
and Spider. Yeah.
It's interesting because the physical copies, with everything going on with the human malware, a lot of the streamers got their physical copies early.
Right.
There's some of us that did the Uber Super Duper Collector's Edition. You guys got to remember, I started playing Final Fantasy when I think most of y'all weren't even born.
How old are you again?
Rocks were soft. Which my dad always said I never got that one. I'm level 44. Completely on Sunday, and it was a bad mistake. I look 12 years old. Yes.
He's an adorable bunny, though. So
So a lot of streamers that got the physical boxes, I haven't got mine yet because I got the collector's box that comes with Cloud and his awesome motorcycle.
Nice.
I think my little brother ordered the same one, so he hasn't got it. But I bought mine through Amazon. If you bought yours directly from, I think, Square Enix, they didn't send a digital code. Luckily, the people I bought mine from sent me a digital code to go with the game because of the delay. It's really kind of cool.
Nice.
Otherwise, you would have seen me just losing my stuff.
Mm.
Scheisse!
Scheisse.
They almost
Yeah.
Fallout 70.
All right, so I'm gonna have to stop you there really quick. Peaks asked me, "Would you shave your beard if Bungie allowed us to Spartan kick Zavala off the tower?"
Ooh.
Ooh. I see a yes in your
Hey,
face.
no,
I'm seeing
well,
a
look.
yes.
If we Spartan kick
if they
him
let
off the
you
tower
Spartan
and he
kick
never
him.
comes, yeah.
What if they let you
If-
Spartan kick him?
If I
Mesa,
Spartan
get a
kick him,
hold of
he's
Cosmo.
gone.
Right.
Listen, the only way they're gonna do that is if we somehow find out Zavala goes evil. Then we can Spartan kick him off the tower. But you have to
Zavala's
remember.
got some he's got some redeeming quality, you know, story traits coming this
I wonder how
season.
far
though.
you can
See, though.
fly him off the tower. Though.
You got to think about it. There is no redeeming qualities of
But
Zavala.
hold on.
After what he did to my boy, there is no redeeming quality.
Let's think
Okay.
about this for a second, though. Jay, you said if you kick him off and he stays gone. I, for one, maybe chat can help me and back me up on this. I, for one, would love to repeatedly yeet Zavala off the tower.
Well, you got to think about it like this. There's gonna have to be 2 stipulations for it.
Oh,
You have to
no.
be an XO.
She just posted a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Not
report that for
Shit.
abuse.
Press what to shave is an official hashtag, by the way, people. Oh, twisted. That's great.
That is awesome. Oh
Listen,
my
if you're gonna kick
gosh.
Zavala off the tower, you got to be an XO. It's them's the rules.
I am an
and
XO.
You have to be an
Them's
XO,
the
and,
rules.
Hey,
And you
my
have to be a
character is
hunter.
so-
Look at
and you
that
have to be a
picture.
hunter.
Wait, I got to see this. Okay.
You have to see the
I'm
picture,
clicking
guys.
on
Pull it up. Pull it up on.
I did.
God,
Can you
my
guys?
poor
Can you
girl
guys
with
see
me.
this? Oh,
Oh my god.
oh my gosh!
It's like
Please
Justin
help.
Bieber.
Here it is. Please help. We just gave out everyone your full name, dude. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Please help. My
Oh,
boyfriend
man.
has not shaved in 4
Cool days.
4 whole days, and is getting mad scruff.
Hey,
Oh,
I think Press What to Join Twitter should tweet that out so the audio listeners can.
I mean, Twisted just posted a hashtag and everything and tagged manscaping. So it's oh my god.
Dizzy,
I can't even talk.
I'm trying to Twitter.
Sorry, Angle.
Eagle's just stewing. Yeah, yo, hey, Eagle, let's hear your rendition of Baby Baby. Let's go.
The sad part is, I'm gonna be honest with you. The sad part is, I have razors, but now that she did it, I'm just gonna throw them out.
Yes,
Ooh.
dude. Yo,
Now,
hey,
There's
play.
no going
Power
back
play.
now.
Word of advice, Angle. She could say the same thing. I wouldn't go there. Just saying.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Oh
I'm
god.
just gonna make sure all the razors and buzzers in my house miraculously disappear.
That's
I'm just gonna Bermuda
Glad
Triangle them
that's out
somehow.
there.
we are off the rails, guys.
in
What
the
happened?
best way.
People
Yeah.
are gonna be
Best
driving
way
down the road
possible.
listening to the podcast. What the hell is this?
Seriously. I can't wait to
Yeah.
try and clip this for tweeting this weekend or something. It's gonna be like, here's our
I'm taking a segment and I'm tagging freaking
Everybody.
man, hair club for men.
Peaks
all-
posted on Twitter too and tagged Bungie on Twitter.
Oh my
Said
god.
I would shave his beard off if we can have the option to Spartan kicks while off the power.
So
Good
good.
Lord.
I had to
So
like
good.
it and retweet it. Has to be done.
It has to
Oh
be
my
done.
gosh.
So
I would be okay with that. I mean,
I think your girl stole the evening, dude, with the GoFundMe page.
Yeah.
That is the
Preston.
best. The
Somebody
best.
you're
wanna
gonna
share that
just
on
wait for the
Twitter?
power move I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna find a way to buy a fake beard, and I'm not taking it off.
Wait,
for
wait,
weeks.
wait
I
for
mean,
her to
hey,
hit you.
why a fake beard?
You're
when
gonna
you can
fall
get a real one?
asleep, and she's gonna put that wax on your face, and just be warned.
No,
You're gonna
wax
wake up,
and
too.
then put his hand on it so that he has to pull his hand off.
Ooh.
Oh no! What?
Which is, I like how you're
Not
just
going
giving
anywhere
her
else.
Ideas of what to do.
We're helping her out.
Yeah, you know, because then just put his hand like right here across
Hank
that
was like,
mustache.
wait, what? You won that, Frank. Just, dude. I'm waiting for you to get. We're seeing.
You're gonna see a prank war now. Just wait for it.
Let's go.
Anyways,
TikTok.
so my son and I streamed Final Fantasy for 2 hours last night.
Nice.
I
How
wasn't
did
gonna
it
play
go?
it. I wasn't gonna play it till the day, and then my little brother messaged me, "Is you got it loaded?" What are you talking about? It goes live at 11. I was like, live. It goes live on. Oh wait, no. This is where they've actually, midnight at Eastern Standard Time and went live. So we started, and I started on easy because my kid was playing half. If you go watch the video that's up on the YouTube, because we streamed live on YouTube, my kid was playing half the time. I think I'm actually going to restart on classic, which is a little harder than easy, but not as hard as normal because my son wants to play. And easy was really, really easy. I mean, you don't really have to do a whole heck of a lot. but being able to get further than get on, just the first, everyone did the demo to death, but being able to get further through was really fun. I like how it's unfolding. The story is kind of staying true. I did hear some spoilers where the end takes a completely different twist than what was originally in there. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. I'm avoiding reading that part. But I plan on streaming again later tonight after the podcast is over. My kid, I did make him an account on the PS4 so he can play a separate one, because luckily I saved 2 time slots. I'm a dad, so I have a habit of saving in two slots. And the first thing my kid did, he's like, I want to play a new game and everything else. And he loaded it up and saved over the top of one of my saves. And I was like, ooh. And that's when I knew he's going to have his own. I've been trying forever to avoid making his own profile on the PS4, just because I'm not fond of their lacking in parental controls on some of their stuff. Different subject there. But yeah. So he has his own account now. It doesn't have any access or anything like that, but he can play the games that are installed. So that's what he's doing, and it doesn't mess with mine, but we do want to stream together, which is the whole thing. We were trying to figure out last night. We're like, should we actually spend the $35 to get a camera for the PS4 if this is going to be the one we're going to stream? But we do, we can do that one. There's another one. There's one more game, Jake, coming out. Help remind me, for the PS4 that's not anywhere else, that I can't remember what it is. Anytime soon? Yeah, it's this year. Well, I mean, if you're talking Trails of Cold Steel 4, that's in like September. That might be September. Yeah. Yeah, so it's still a ways off. Yeah, so we might stream that one because Calvin likes those games too. But I don't know. I just don't know if it's worth getting a camera yet. This is what I don't like about Sony that is really kind of irking. Unlike Microsoft, where you can take basically any webcam and plug it in and it's going to work. Sony, you have to buy their specific cameras. And then...
Sony and their specifics.
Yeah, so I'm not too thrilled on that one. Final Fantasy, I would recommend to anyone that's diehard or anyone that's even never played it before. Really great play. Mechanics are great. Great tutorials to help you learn everything. So I would definitely go give it a shout out. But again, my complaint now is webcam for the PS4, which leads me to this another topic is how Sony released the specs for their new controller, which looks like an Xbox controller. They did make a post yesterday or today with a black image of the same controller, so it's not just blatant, just white, glaring, glow in the dark. I'm not sure how it's all going to go, but the speculation, excuse me, the concern a lot of people have right now, Microsoft already came out and said all their old Xbox controllers will work on the Xbox Series X. We have no confirmation whatsoever if the old PS4 controllers will work on the new PS5 when it comes out. All right. So for anyone that's curious, this is what it looks like.
I'm looking so hard.
The DualSense new wireless game controller doesn't talk about the latency differences or anything. Like Microsoft focused on their latency controls and making that better. But the DualSense, which is it just tells me it feels a lot of what they're calling DualSense is like the shocks and the motions and stuff. There's a lot of things that we already have like in the Xbox controller. So I'm trying to figure out how much they're trying to make their controller more. Is it happenstance that
it's like that whole, hey, here, copy my homework, but just change some things so that it's a little bit different.
So I kind of wish they would do something with the center button, the home button right here. That's such a waste of space. I mean, I always wanted to be digital. Give me an LED display, a heads up or something, so I can see battery life on my controller. I can see some stats, some messages, whatever. Give me a little information control. If that's what you're going to put on there and make it feel like that, then you want to get innovative, do that.
Twisted just made a very valid point too, that Cheeto dust is going to permanently dye that. That's a big problem.
Yeah.
I think Sony should know that gamers eat a lot of junk food and not make an all-white controller.
So I have the all-white. Let me minimize this. I have the all-white that came with mine.
Yeah.
And I have kids, and this controller right here doesn't look too bad. I clean it once a week. Okay? The buttons right here,
They
I
get all
have to get a Q-tip
gunky. Yeah.
because of the kids' fingers.
Geek, can you hold that sideways, like maybe flatten that horizontally and hold it towards the camera? Because there's this one shot of the PlayStation controller that looks so identical to the Xbox controller on the side angle.
The best part is, I've never fully like wiped down marks on this controller. All black and red. Do you see anything wrong with it? I don't.
Yeah, I'm trying to read into some of
do-
the features of the PlayStation 5 controller. I mean, this is stuff we've, maybe not groundbreaking, but
prefer
haptic
the
feedback, trying to give a heaviness
controller,
to the
though, for
sensitivity.
PlayStation.
What I find interesting too is they're really hitting home. Well, the PS5 controller and the PS4s have the built-in batteries. Well, you know what? So does the Elite X. It's fine.
Yeah.
You have different options for the controllers depending on your budget and how much quality you want to get out of it. I'm not saying that one's better than the other because I can't really tell the difference when I'm gaming, but I've taken my Xbox controllers apart multiple times for cleanings. Yeah, you kind of have to. I mean, I do it, and I'll change out springs. I literally buy spring kits to do it. But the cool thing
And in
is,
terms of the battery life on Xbox, like I just get those rechargeable ones.
Mhm.
I don't even buy AA batteries. Like
See,
I just
Rechargeable just makes more sense.
I'm weird. I still have everything wired. Like I don't like wireless.
how
I've been
have you
into
done that being a dad, man? The whole
what's the
reason
rationale?
I
Is it just like a
Um,
comfort thing?
No,
Or?
no, because it's like, okay, so I used to play a lot of, like Call of Duty and everything like that. And then, it's like you see, batteries are going low, and then you just keep on going. And then, like, in a pivotal moment of your gameplay, controller dies, boom, you end up getting whacked. So I just prefer, like, for my controller wired.
Peaks is clean nothing. Do you wash your
And
sheets?
still
set
thinking-
wired.
Have you
I
washed your
just
sheets?
don't like having
Ever
to charge
change peaks?
things.
Yeah, and actually that could be it too, right? Like
Well-
if you're not, if that's not like part of that like cadence of like charging everything at certain times, like then you're
Yeah.
just like stuck with a dead controller, or
See-
you have to buy AA's
See,
or
like
something.
for me, like my keyboard and my mouse, they're wired. I don't like the wireless stuff. There's a latency
yeah.
thing that's proven. I want the tactiles and all that stuff. But like the Elite 2, what I really like, it just comes with a charging base. I don't even think about it. It just goes when I'm not playing, it goes right on there.
Mhm.
But the thing that's really cute is got me curious, Hurt. Since I'm a dad, one of the reasons I went wireless is from a 2-year-old who's now 7 running across the living room and pulling an Xbox off the shelf halfway because he tripped over the cable.
Yeah.
And that bent the cable, and I had to replace the cable. And luckily, I'm good at soldering, so I fixed the controller.
I was gonna make a joke, but with how PC the world is nowadays, I'm not gonna even attempt that joke anymore. I caught myself. I just
Good catch, divert.
yeah. You take him outside, and it's just I don't know. I don't. It's just the whole issue of, like I said, trying to charge it. Like, got one of the kids a wireless, and he can't ever seem to remember to put.
That's
it
on him, not you.
charger. No, I know, but what I'm saying is, so it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna mitigate the my controller's dead. Okay, you got a wired one. Congratulations. Like, you're not gonna be sitting
Yes,
all the
Peaks,
way.
it was. Yeah.
Which one?
Okay, on both. So, yeah, you get a little bit later, better latency being
Just do
wired.
it.
But I think I haven't seen, honestly, goodness, between wired versus wireless on the Xbox Elite controller. I haven't noticed lag. The Scuff, I still have a little latency, I can tell.
Guys, breaking news. You can go online. I'll find the website and post it. You can go online and listen to Samuel L. Jackson read you books.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
know.
just thought that
Yep,
was
Yep. But no, Peaks
awesome.
also said, I do believe it was the 360 had a breakaway cable for that specific reason.
or like the weird.
How much latency have you noticed with the Scuff?
When I went from the Scuff,
Personally?
which I got,
Not that bad, really.
so there's not a whole lot. But when I got the Elite 2 and I started playing and doing them side by side, it was enough that I noticed. It wasn't huge, but when you have someone that's not super good at aiming like me, and
That's
that
fair.
little bit of a difference, it made a huge difference. Believe it or not, that just minute change in latency or
I was gonna say
improvement.
because I love my Scuff to death, and I haven't noticed even the slightest bit of latency.
Well, it'll be interesting if you get an Xbox Series X with that new controller they're bringing out. Comparisons, because
Yeah,
again,
that's true.
like you got to think about it too. I sent out a tweet earlier, that was asking because there's speculation right now that all those PS4 controllers may not be compatible with the new PS5. And how many of you have Scuff
Yeah.
controllers? Or who else? Who's the other
Well, there's
major?
only two of us here that in our current 5 that actually have a PlayStation. So
Right.
But I know Jay, you have one,
You
obviously.
got to think
so-
about it. Are
Yeah.
those Scuffs going to be usable on the new PlayStation? Because I know that my Xbox controller that I have currently will be able to
Well,
be
yeah,
on.
you can't take
will
yeah,
be
see,
able to
that
be
was
used
something
on
I
the new
wanted to know
Xbox.
too.
And this is not a
But
cheap
if-
controller. This was a $240 controller. This thing better be able to be used on the new Xbox,
Right.
or I will be very mad.
Mhm.
I mean,
I feel
I know
like
for a
Sony
fact
doesn't
already.
really think about the
that
consumer end of that aspect of it.
I'm gonna probably end up. I'm interested to see what the quality is that comes with the
I still want to see what they do
the
with it.
Series X, because I mean, again, the Elite 2 is like $140, and I'm going to tell you, being a guy that has had 2 Scuff controllers and that Xbox Series Elite 2 controller, I'll take the Elite 2, honestly.
You know, I don't
Nice.
see. That's my problem. I don't know
And it's a
whether I
fraction
can
of the
differentiate
cost.
that because I would need to test it. Because, dude, I love this controller to death, and I had an Elite 1, and I wasn't the biggest fan.
They
It was
made-
cool, but it was bulky. It was heavy. Granted, this thing isn't the lightest thing in the world, but this thing is also probably my favorite controller when it comes to maneuverability and adjustability. This thing is a godsend.
In terms of price point, how does Scuff compare to the Elite X2?
If you don't do
Uh,
what I did, it's usually like $40 more.
Yeah.
Because I know
Which one?
the base Prestige, which is the one that I have,
Mhm.
with the vibration still in, and all just a black Prestige with the bottom buttons and everything, I think is $180
Okay.
before tax. And granted, Scuff being the people that they are, they just released a whole bunch of new colors and metal button options now. That
Naturally.
might actually make me go buy another Scuff just because the new ones are prettier.
Well, you
and
gotta
I can
hold
get
off, though,
Sounds like good
because
marketing right there.
You need to hold off. Why would you buy now knowing that those new consoles are coming out? And do you want to get an old technology with the facelift? Or do you want to get one that uses the new Microsoft technology to improve latency?
This is true because the new Scuff controllers with the new Xbox coming out are definitely going to be better than the ones we have now.
And
So I'll probably end up.
Bunny,
waiting.
I did have an Elite 1. The
I did
total
too.
difference.
I actually still have mine.
Yeah,
They're night and
Bunny
day difference.
between the 1 and the 2, I've heard about it. The 1 is so much worse.
Yeah, okay,
So
Peaks.
much worse.
By the time you're done running that through with the shipping and everything else, what is that? If you go put that in your cart, how much is that? Because when I purchased mine, I've never been able to get off of Scuff's site for anything less than like $190.
Wow.
Because if you
Boom,
want to get
there
the
you go.
extra stuff and you want to do the concaves, that costs you money.
Yeah, that was the big thing because I don't play with the same style stick on each one. If you
Yep.
haven't noticed, one
Yeah,
is
I use
flat,
two different
one's
heights.
foam. Mhm.
The Elite 2 controller came with different hit sticks, replaceable parts, gave a whole kit and everything. Came with it. So I'm not trying to downplay Scuff because Scuff's got a decent controller.
Scuff does
But-
also come with the upgradable parts, but some of them are
But I'll
a
tell you
little
this
more
too.
expensive.
Had Mason not hooked me up on getting mine fixed, I wouldn't have bought another one because their warranty program and their customer service can kiss
It's
my butt.
It's kind of crappy.
They are horrible. Scuff, if you're listening, fix your customer service. I know Corsair bought them, so it might get better because
I
Corsair
hope
has
so.
wickedly awesome
Oh,
customer
yeah.
service. Scuff Gaming, not so much.
Also, Scuff really needs to work on their buttons. I don't know. How long have you had your Scuff, Geek?
2 years.
Okay, have you been through any of these?
2 of them.
Okay, yeah,
And
I've
the
been
X,
three
the A
right
button.
button sticks now.
2 of those, and then the A button. I had to replace the springs.
I actually just went on Scuff the other day and ordered 3 packs of replaceable switches because after almost a year of having this, that right stick broke because it's my A jump
Yep.
stick, and
Dude,
A is probably the most
so
important button.
Here's what I love most. Okay, I wasn't expecting us to talk about controllers. On the Elite 2, I love
metal.
their metal, how easily they can move if you want them to, and the adjustments, but how much smaller they are. so I'm not accidentally, when I'm grabbing the controller, accidentally
accidentally
hitting one.
toggling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
'cause-
nice. Because if you
I feel like that's one thing people really overlook, though, when it
Yeah,
comes
'cause
to
the
gaming. It's like the
other
importance
one-
of a good controller.
Of the one, it's actually quite
Yeah.
big.
yeah,
Yeah,
Closer
they
pedals
were
are actually
quite
big.
large.
They took.
What I didn't like about the one was the adjustable triggers.
You can still do
Yeah.
that on the 2, but you have to do the picks and everything else.
There is a pick now to it, which
Yep.
is the one thing I liked over Scuff between the, because I bought my Scuff when the Elite 1 was still out,
Mhm.
and I don't think the Elite 2 had just come out yet.
Yeah.
That's when I really started looking into Scuff, and that's what, like, the one of the things
That's
that
what I
really
was doing
brought me to
in-
Scuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, having had them now and having side-by-side comparisons and having to deal with customer service, being in IT and security, Twisted probably speak up to this one. If it's a couple dollars difference, you can sway me either way. If it's a quality issue, it's going to be hard to sway me. And if it's
Yeah.
customer service night and day difference, I'm going with the company that's going to actually take care of me, that shows me as a value. Whereas
This is true.
Scuff doesn't put very much into me at all. And that kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Razor
Matt,
Wolverine. I'm gonna Google this.
Geek, you want to pull that
I've
up on
seen it
screen?
before. That is actually a pretty good controller. I'm actually scared to call Scuff's customer service because, for those of you who don't remember this, I had my Scuff controller vibrate off my computer desk,
Yeah.
and it completely shot the charging port to where
Yep.
if you hit the cable and you're playing, sometimes it'll disconnect it and just shut it off, and it is the
Yikes.
most annoying broken part.
Yeah. So Twisted. Cyber Power PC's customer service or Micro Center? I'm going with Micro Center. That's an inside joke. He'll get it. We'll leave it at that. Sorry, that was
I'm
a
not
dig.
commenting on that.
It was
either.
an open dig. If certain somebody is watching this, I'm sorry, bro. But yeah, I will never buy
Wow.
a Cyber Power
That's
PC.
insane.
Is that-
A Micro Center.
If I'm not
Oh,
mistaken, please tell me that's the one who built the computer I'm thinking of.
Whoa,
Uh-huh.
$891. No.
Killer posted the Elite 2
Uh,
for sale. $891.
that can't be real.
The what? Who?
Oh, it is.
What? Where did Killer post that at?
The
Discord
live
podcast
chat.
live chat.
890. What, dude? Come.
I'm seeing it at GameStop for $180.
Yeah.
Wow, eBay's charging out the roof at $250
Yeah.
for the controller.
It's because they can, dude. Think about it.
you
Microsoft
just do-
Xbox Wireless Controller Series 2 Black. That's Walmart?
Yeah.
That's got to be
Dude.
somebody has got. I mean, Walmart's got to be getting. There's got to be some sort of fraud. Your freaking Xbox Series X isn't going to cost that much. Someone's smoking something. Yes, there was the fear that all these things were going to shut down because China's manufacturing was hindered and everything. They've ramped back up and are doing full for
It depends on
freaking
who
production
that's
and
sold
stuff.
by.
so
If it's a third party seller,
Yeah,
that's
man.
no
Yeah.
surprise there.
that
Yeah,
I would
like
that
Jim
third
said.
party needs to be reported
Yeah,
like
third party.
yesterday, not tomorrow.
Well,
but yes, that's
just do the-
stupid. That's
Stream,
horrible.
go report them now.
You just do this glorious thing called going on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I can get an entire starter bundle with a case and all this goodiness for $200 on Amazon.
Nice.
Yeah,
So,
it's number 3.
guys,
Yeah,
you guys hear about
3
any
less.
Gears news in the interwebs this week?
Gears,
Gears
like
Tactics?
Gears of War.
Yeah, Gears Tactics.
No.
I haven't played it.
Oh, it's not out yet. So Gears Tactics is
Well, I
Yeah,
know
that's-
that, but I
that's why you
haven't
haven't played it.
haven't. What is
so what is it? Yeah, yeah, so-
Turn-based.
Yep, exactly. So on this
No,
week in
turn-based game.
Xbox, they kind of dropped a little bit of news on that, but Gears Tactics is going to be a kind of full price $60 game on Game Pass, available on PC on the 28th. It's picking up. It's kind of like a prequel story, but turn-based. It looked like they're incorporating elements of that kind of like top-down strategy type game with
Thanks, Peaks.
cutscenes and things like that from the Gears kind of universe itself. But it looked kind of interesting. I was wondering if you guys had caught that.
It's an interesting tactic, too, for Gears, because Halo pulled it off pretty well.
Yeah,
Halo
yeah,
Wars,
exactly.
they pulled it off very, very well.
And the way they were positioning this is like built for PC. If you've played Gears of War 5, I know that like it's based off the father of one of the main characters. So the guy's like Gabe Diaz or something like that.
Yeah.
They're emphasizing key features, executions as part of the tactics of the game. So right, if you get in an execution, you gain more like life or something like that. I saw no loot boxes, various classes, different types of weapons, customizables, skins, armor, paint, stuff like that. It looks like they really like dove into the customizing element.
Which platform is this coming
to? Build it out. It's coming to PC on the 28th. There's no Xbox date, but it's going to be released later this year. Is
it Microsoft? Are they going to include it in their
yep,
PC
it
pass?
Is. It's going to be included in Game Pass, made by Xbox Game Studios.
That is so okay. Because then I'll have it. I'll play it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like it looks like this fully built out game.
I'll give it a try.
It kind of came under the radar, but
it's nice to see a lot of these companies are now doing away with loot crates and loot boxes, though, which I feel like is a really big rise in the game.
If they want to do games as a service and do a subscription or a quarterly subscription, that's fine. Don't nickel and dime the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Go pay $20 every 3 months to get this, or $10 to get this, and then go spend $20 in game. I get why Bungie does it with Eververse and everything to make some money. That's cosmetic. I don't give two craps about cosmetics. People want to go spend the money on cosmetics, that's fine.
By all means, yeah.
But if it's a DLC, if it's mechanics, if it's a weapon, if it's armor, which is non-existent in the new Nightfall Grandmaster, then yeah.
Yeah, totally.
There's going to be something going on with that Nightfall Grandmaster. There's no way they're just releasing it out of nowhere.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you saw Glad's text or tweet earlier today where he's like, hey, look, everybody, he was apologizing to his community and everything else. He's like, you're just not going to see me playing much because seriously, what's the point? And then Astacross did his
you get a title. You get a really cool title called
freaking
Conqueror.
Who gives a crap? And you get an improved chance.
Yeah.
An improved chance, not a guaranteed chance.
Last week's Nightfall
armor
is how it should have is how
you know, since you made a point about saying Glad tweeted out about that, I'm just gonna put this out there for Glad too. He just said 7 minutes ago he's a few hours into Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice. I love the fact that they did do a title. I love the fact they made something super duper challenging, 1025, and you can be 1080, you can be 1100 light. You could have grinded the crap out of your artifact, but it caps at 1025, so you're not going to have any bonuses to your light after that. But what's my incentive to go in if it's supposed to do all this? Give me loot only for the Nightfall. Make it Nightfall only. Right now, that's the biggest thing. And when you're not listening to the community who's been screaming about Nightfall loot, bringing that back, that was in D1. What are you going to do?
Specifically?
Strike specific or
so.
Nightfall.
And we were talking earlier. It's a roller coaster effect for Bungie and other games. They have these lulls that last for a couple of months, and they come back up, then they die back down. You go. Just look at the streamers that are dedicated to just the one game. And
do you think the issue
analytics
trace back to their current model with trying to do a season pass type thing, or
they might be trying to find a way to work past getting out of that roller coaster, because it was more prevalent with the DLC cycles coming out every 2 months or something, every 6 months, however often they were coming out.
Yeah, something like that.
Whereas the seasons are changing. The problem is they're trying to make everybody happy, and this comes back to a rant we had a couple podcasts ago. Stop listening to 2% of your population. Bring back fun. And like I was talking to Jay when we were doing PSO2 earlier. It's like, okay, I get a lot of loot. I get a lot of decent loot, and my bags get full, and I got to go figure out which things I want to keep and which things I want to get rid of and which things I want to feed to my pet, which things I want to infuse, so what the stats are, how they're beneficial. I have to think about all of that stuff, not because the loot's limited, not because I'm getting spoiled with loot, but because I have to make my own choices. Give that back to the player. Remove this stupid thing where they can't customize their own weapons and come up with their own builds. And then give me incentive to go do activities. I have no incentive to go into the bunkers. I have no incentive to go in and do a strike, and I have no incentive to go do the Nightfall Grandmaster.
Well, you got to think about it like this. I don't think that this season's at a really, really deep low if you're thinking about it. same kind of thing happened with the sundial. But if you guys remember correctly, when stuff got really low in Destiny, they released the puzzle, that massive puzzle. Now, Geek, by any chance, did you go in and do the IO bunker?
Yeah.
So you cleared it and you saw the transmission.
Yeah. And the video and the change and how they're hinting at the
I think
spoiler,
that's why they're
cover your
releasing...
ears, people. No, I'm not going to say it. But yeah.
I think that's what they're hinting at with the Grandmaster Nightfall. The reason for completing it isn't going to be for the loot or for the reward or for anything. They're going to show you something in that Nightfall. Because why else would they release it so late?
But if they don't, though, if it literally is just what they're saying,
if it's just a Nightfall, then that's a problem. But if they're I have a feeling they're going to show you something based on the maps in the bunkers themselves.
Yeah.
Because if you guys had gone in or watched any, I think Mesa just posted a video on it recently.
Yeah.
The triangle ships are back.
Yeah.
Unknown Player
did one big, really deep dive into it. I think Mesa did one off of
Bife did like a 40
You
minute.
can see them even in the bunkers, right?
Yeah.
On the walls.
Yeah, they're on
the red dots are on the map.
And
so
they're
guys,
not far away.
Right, and that's
They're
good.
like
I definitely agree
out.
that like there's some very interesting story beats that they should deliver on here, right? Like that we want them. There could be nice, easy wins in a content of lull. But one thing I wanted to ask is, right? So Grandmaster, we know it's 1025 minimum in order to get in there. So it's going to be for a select few. We know that they lowered the power level to 1050. And even that's going to be very difficult, but with the certain power changes, right, you could still get in there and deal damage. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is like, to me, the Nightfall feels like it'd be fine if Grandmaster's in there just by itself, and this wasn't something we're expecting as part of the seasonal pass. Like, actually, let me rephrase. Do you think the Grandmaster difficulty would be a welcome addition if it wasn't being positioned as a core piece of content in a season like this?
Well, if Grandmaster's going to stay around, I think it'd be great. But if you're going to apply it to not only Nightfall, why am I going to do it? Half the people I know don't give two craps about a title.
It's the end game aspirational. It's why I'd argue from the dev side is they wanted something to challenge the community that was arguing the game was too easy. Let me finish.
And being an admin for Mesa's Army Clan and having this thing where unit and stuff was talking about, we tried forever to put people in relationships with each other for strikes and raids for that end game stuff.
Yeah.
There is absolutely no built-in mechanic to Bungie to help facilitate getting other people that are on that level to go do those activities. Because you're going to have a three-man team that communicates, that has proper gear, and goes in with proper build-outs to complement each other's builds. And if you have to put all that together, and you're telling these guys that have spent all these hours doing that, you're going to go in, they're going to run it once, they're going to get the title. It might change to a different Nightfall, so they'll get the title for the next one. That's it. You've done and created content that is no longer repeatable, and it may not even be enjoyable because of how much effort has to be put into it. Yeah. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm thinking it's poorly implemented. They need to have a time vested versus reward, and I have no reward, no incentive other than
I hear you too, because I'm not even running Master Nightfalls on my own. Last week was a good example of when there is enough reward, I'm in there, right? You guys saw me playing a lot more Destiny over the past weekend because they were doing double XP loots incidentally through a bug. So you can go run a Legend Nightfall, get that 100K, you'd get double prisms, double exotics based on this bug, right? That was like a Nightfall example that I just came off of that felt good from a loot perspective.
Yeah, and then you look at that and then you see what
Context
they're like, here's the hardest.
I'll do you one better. Do you guys remember Menagerie drops?
Yeah, dude.
Repeatable Menagerie drops?
Yeah.
I would farm Menagerie for days to get my God roll. Yeah. And it made it worth it. Bungie's bugs are their right answers.
Then they fixed it.
Their problems are their solutions.
Then they fixed it. And
drop off, and
then nobody runs Menagerie anymore.
They wanted to play it.
Yep.
And then they're like, oh, well, wait, here, if you level up to this amount, then you can get 3 drops or 4 drops on a completion. And it's like, okay, but again,
it's useless. It's still useless.
I'm not going back to Wild Twisted. Although the Ret Paladin looks like he got fixed.
The time to reward or the time to, the time to reward, what is the phrase here? Balance is just way off. I feel like this Grandmaster Nightfall is going to be like, putting your eyes on a brick wall and running straight at it as hard as you can.
Well, like they said, it's about
Seems
completing
legit.
it once. It's not completing it on rotation.
I think
You're
Bungie,
right.
to break their cycle, Bungie needs to stop playing their strengths and start playing their greatest weaknesses, because it's the only way they're going to succeed.
Yeah.
I think instead of going out and doing what they do, like nerfing all these weapons because they're broken in some way, like I don't know if you guys remember when Luna's Howl was a really big problem. You used to be able to proc the perk on one person, be able to go and use it on another person, and that's what made it that god hand cannon in Crucible.
Well, that's why I'm saying if they remove the restriction that doesn't let players go in, and I'm not saying make them be able to go do it on the fly, but if you let me go to my weapons and to my armor, to weaponsmith and armorsmith, earn up the materials to do it, go farm up some mats, whatever it wants to be, and then let me earn it so I can go put whatever perks I want to on my own combinations, build my own build outs. So here's my version of a god weapon, which is going to be totally different from yours, because my god weapons aren't going to be something where it's definitely for a precision shooter, because I suck at shooting.
You're just going to have the bonus of like dynamic sway.
Or if I want to build like my playstyle as a Titan, which the whole reason I chose Titan originally, because I wanted to be a tank, let me build a set of armor that lets me go in and be a beefy tank. I might not deal a whole lot of damage, but they want us to go down this road of MMO in Bungie. Let's dive in. Let's do that. And I guarantee all of a sudden you've opened up, instead of having to worry about putting in new guns and new ammo and new armor, all of a sudden you've just opened up a huge world of possibilities of a huge infinite number of builds, and everyone's going to be rushing around. Everyone will come up with custom things, and people will have to learn how to combat that. And all of a sudden they can say, well, we're not going to have to worry about player balancing. You're going to have to figure out how to combat it, because you can build it all right there. All the tools are right there. We gave you the Legos. Go figure it out.
It would be nice.
Yeah.
It's a great thought of a world to live in, but you got to think about it. The way they see it is repeatability. There's no repeatability to any of their events anymore if we do that. Like, I would no longer need to go into Last Wish, because I could just make my god rolls from the 3 weapon drops that I had.
You might have to go farm the original weapon before you can do that and get the perks. You might have to go farm those perks. But where's my repeatability right now?
Yeah.
This is true. I mean,
when you're talking PvP world, you're wanting to be who's the king of the top of the hill, and you have all these problems and the bugs where they can't get people their gear from trials because they don't recognize 3, 5, or 7 flawless wins. Angle, I know you went through that one.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
still dealing with that problem, thanks to Bungie's token problem.
Don't get me wrong. I love Bungie. I'm a diehard fan. Got it the second day it came out as Destiny 1. And I want them to stay around. I really do, because I do enjoy the franchise. It's the first one, other than Halo, that really kind of got me into shooting. And I'm not much on a shooting game. And I made a lot of really good friends out of it. I just want to see them succeed. And right now, the drought that they're in, I want to see them break the cycle of being highs and lows. And instead of being a consistent wave, I would like to see that wave start to stabilize more.
Turn to a plateau.
And they're always going to be, no matter what game you are, no matter what developer you are, there's always going to be pissed off players, and there's always going to be devs that are pissed off at the players.
Oh, that's
there's
a given.
There's going to be the hands off, the disagreements, and everything else. But there has to be something that's more consistent.
I'm gonna be real honest with you. Like I said earlier, before, prior to the stream, I put maybe 3 hours in this whole season, and I don't feel like I've missed out on anything.
Yeah, well,
no, not really.
That's a fair point, but it also depends on your standpoint. Like, I'm a very good, like, I love my PvE, but I also really love my PvP, and I have to play this season. I can't not play Trials.
Yeah.
It's just not in my DNA, because I am that next level competitive player, and I enjoy being a next level competitive player, and I don't think that's ever going to stop. Yeah. And that's like the one problem with Destiny is, they like to play to different people, but the problem is they aren't great at playing to everybody's wants and needs. They can't balance everybody's wants and needs all the time. If they made some changes, they might be able to, like what Geek was saying. Titans should be tanks.
Yeah.
Hunters should be the fastest class. I should not be getting outrun by warlocks.
Hey, listen, dude, I am fast as
Yeah.
fuzzy boy with my transition steps.
But you got to think about it. You should not be.
Ability.
You know that you should not be. As a
I
warlock,
don't know, man.
you're wearing a robe.
Top tree Dawnblade transversus
Okay.
steps, tier 8 mobility.
What?
I don't know any hunter that can outmaneuver me.
Got a Titan that can outrun you.
What about a robe displays mobility to you?
Yeah.
It's
When I look
graceful.
when I look at a sports car, I don't think of an old Victorian dress.
Okay.
Which
I'm a
is what you're
floofy boy.
wearing.
Let me
All right.
fly.
Give me Middle Tree Striker with the boots. Bring back Titan Skip.
Lion
And I
Ramparts.
will go right. Yeah, Lion Ramparts. Give me Titan Skip and I will blow past
I
you.
can
with my
outrun
lock.
you any day of the week, dude.
I don't know about that, man. As
Geek, I
Buddy
wanna.
and Stormy, they're my dust almost.
I've outrun
Hold on.
them.
Hold on.
I've
What's up,
outrun
Otto?
Killer.
I was gonna say that Middle Tree Striker
Titan.
build I've been running around quite a bit these days. Skull Forts, Middle Tree with the Warmind cells.
See,
I can
like
generate.
the skull fort over the pants.
I was been thinking about putting
job.
together a little bit of stuff because I know some people are behind, but like just some quick builds people can put together where you're generating these orbs and just constantly getting your melee and your
Okay.
energy back.
Which you can now pick them up, by the way.
So
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's
Auto,
like I've had
for
some
your
problems with build
exotic,
stuff.
with that build, Risk Runner or Monte Carlo, one of those two, and then build off of it.
Nice.
Dude, it's-
Honestly, with the way submachine guns are right now,
Yeah.
I would go with Monty because Monty's just in a slightly better place.
Right, and then you
that
get
thing
So
is a
while I agree with
monster.
Monty, though, Skullfort gives you back the melee if you get the kill. So it's almost a bit redundant there, somewhat. But I
Well, then you
totally-
just
so
got infinite. Then
here's
you have infinite
here's what
melee
I've been
at that
going with,
point.
though. I've been
Yeah.
going with Fourth Horseman. So Fourth Horseman allows me. No, you guys. I don't think you understand. Like if you start low, you slide in, you can take out and just shut down Nightfall or DO champions. Like I know that you guys have the skepticism there, but you simply like come in with a grenade, you hit your overload with him, and you literally kill him in one clip. It
You're
works.
talking PVE.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I thought you were going to do PvP. Yeah, PVE.
He's
I
not
can do
going
that.
to
I could,
PvP.
I was
with
gonna
that.
say, please, for the love of God, never take Fourth Horseman to PvP.
No,
'cause
I mean, I'm talking
demolished by
like
every other
right as you're
shotgun
going
that
through
we
your
have.
legendary lost sectors, you can solo with this build. You can do bunkers and all that other stuff,
Yeah.
right? They're really built for that type of thing with the Warmind cells.
yeah.
The Warmind cells, I do like the change they did, but I think Bungie really needs to stop putting only certain seasonal mod armor with
Mhm.
only certain seasonal mods. I think that fourth mod slot, we should be able to have any mod, not just
Also,
because I was doing this the other
agreed.
day. We went into Garden of Salvation, and currently my highest gear loot is all of my Trials loot, and that's I'm
Yeah.
wearing just all my Pinnacle Trials armor right now, and that's my highest. So when I go into a raid to get my highest drops, that's what I have to wear.
Mhm.
I
But you can't put on the
I
raid
can't
mods.
put my
yeah.
Relay Defender mods on because it's Trials loot,
Yep.
and it
Yeah.
wasn't in
Stop
last
with
season.
the
That's
custom.
the
Yeah,
problem.
I get. They're like, well, it's seasonal gear and all this stuff. Forget it. Make it
But
universal.
this isn't
then you don't
this
have
isn't
to code it
true
down.
Armor 2.0 either.
Yeah,
Right.
and then I mean, I'm fully on board with that because it's a pain in the butt. Let me swap stuff around. This comes back to unlocking those certain things. It's already there, and I'm not gonna. I honest to God, I haven't brought any new armor. I'm just using the first season armor because that's
So-
got the best perks.
Quick tip
to
though
me.
on the armor for people that are coming in that haven't played, stick with the Righteous set from last season. It
Yeah.
is by far the most valuable because you can put the previous season's mods, this season's mods, and the raid mods from Undying on it.
Sadly, that armor was like the ugliest thing in the world
Thank
to
God
me.
for
I'm just-
transmog.
True, but
Yeah,
they gave you
transmog.
those
Thank God
like
for
void
transmog.
sets with the high 60 rolls, so you can put on your sniper perks and so on,
Yeah,
and
see,
your
that's-
grenade
I
launcher
have
perks. Like that's
all
the
of-
most
yeah.
valuable set.
All of my stuff is either sniper or hand cannon centric, and they're all fully masterworked. And I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna
Taking
change
them
them
off.
until
I'm running
yeah.
around-
I don't,
You
I
don't
don't
need
take
to.
them off. I just
Yeah.
infuse it up.
I'm running around with an exotic chest piece and xenophage.
You running?
I love that,
Armamentarium?
yeah.
Not,
That's a
Armentarium.
good
Or no, Actium War
oh
Raid.
yeah,
Actium
Actium,
War-
Actium.
And
Bungie
then-
needs to take a small page out of Ubisoft's book, though, because if any of you have played the new Assassin's
Uh-huh.
Creed, the moment you pick up a loot item, I can then make any other, like, say I pick up a new helmet, and my helmet's ugly as hell, but it's got good perks. I can transmog that helmet that I just found that looks pretty, but I can't use because it's lower armor, onto the helmet
Yeah.
I'm wearing,
Yeah.
and it's any gear. they should make it to where, like, if I could use last season's armor with my Trials armor as a ornament, then I 100% would. But being the person that I am, I have to show my shiny Trials armor because it's my shiny Trials armor. Why would I not?
Yeah,
They
you
need
flawless.
to start taking the more,
I like
customizability to
geek
it.
over there. It's like,
Anybody want a donut or a bagel? No, yeah, I get it. I mean, and that's the thing. You want to be able to work. To
well, I
show
mean,
off
Twisted
your
did
gear,
make
too.
a good point in our chat though over there. Universal mods are the only way
Yeah.
to go.
I
As
mean,
in,
and I got to come
universal
back
ornaments.
to
Because think about our solstice gear that we grinded for.
Oh my
Totally.
god, yeah.
Yeah,
I can't even.
That was
believe
completely
it.
disappointing.
It's not even in the transmogs.
That's why I never do it. Everyone's like, "Oh, but no, I'm not going to put all that work into it for it to be obsolete in 3 weeks."
Bring me up my
No.
chroma from
Hey,
Destiny
you
1,
say that, but I still wear it on my hunter.
and
Nope.
then
No desire.
let us put the artifact perk on the exotics.
I miss my antlers.
So
Sorry, that looked dope.
You know what? I never thought we'd hear you say that on the stream.
you
Hey, listen.
horny sucker. So
What did I miss?
nothing. So
Hurt likes his
Anyways.
antlers.
Apparently, I'm a furry. I don't know.
Oh god. See, there's a rabbit hole that you're not supposed to go down.
Dude, I am
A lot of
jumping
them,
in
but
it.
there's
Call
just-
me
yeah, there's
Alice.
just that one.
Call me Alice.
yeah.
Furry Alice.
Twisted makes a valid point. Again, the stat rolls on the Solstice armor are now god awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
32. Yeah, no. I don't,
It's-
if it's not at least like 60 something,
Yeah.
I'll shard it.
Dude, I don't play around unless it's
44.
70 now. Like, I'm
Wow.
not even in the 60s. I'm in the
Yeah,
70s.
see,
I
I'm
don't-
still in the 70s or 60s.
Mm.
It's just not worth it. I'm an
Yeah.
end-game player. I need stats to do this end-game play. Like, I don't think I could survive Crucible on my Hunter without 100+ mobility.
Hmm.
I can't do it. I play on, I think, 120 mobility at all times.
What's your resilience at? If you're going to boost
Like
that high for that?
45.
All right.
I don't even, dude, I don't worry
Doesn't
about
matter.
resilience. I don't worry
Okay.
about recovery nearly as much as I worry about mobility, because the thing about being a hunter, like I said, is I am fast. I need to be squirrely and I need to be quick.
Yeah.
That's
There
the
we go
hunter
again
goal,
with the
is to
squirrely
not
thing.
get hit because you are small. And that's what
Yeah.
they need to play to. But yeah, being squirrely, I mean, it has its perks. Titans are tanks.
Squirrely
Warlocks
Dan.
float around everywhere.
All right.
I mean, you ain't wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, look at
Which,
her.
by the way, might be the most annoying thing, because I can't tell you how many times I've been sniped by floating warlocks just in nom in the air.
that is me.
You know,
See,
looking around,
right
you don't
now I
see
was
them, they're
looking.
freaking way above. Just
Yep.
crazy.
I just went and looked. All of my gear, like stat roll, is between like 77 and 84, and so yeah, I don't really foresee, unless I get some like crazy high stat roll drop.
You know what though? I have to
In
mention
this-
this too, since neither Angle or Hurt has brought it up since
What?
we had this conversation. Once
Okay.
the change had happened to last word, Angle and Hurt were supposed to 1v1. This hasn't happened yet.
Oh.
Oh,
that's
he's
cool.
so
We'll
he's gonna
stream
wreck
that.
me.
We will stream that. by the way.
He's gonna wreck me. Nah, dude. Last word
Maybe-
is absolute.
Maybe
garbage
Angle's girlfriend
now.
will open up a GoFundMe fund for him to recover after her.
Yeah, like dude,
smothers him.
it. Nah, dude.
Depends, Hurt. Do you play on mouse and keyboard?
Yeah,
He does.
I want you to try controller with it.
really.
I want you to do one thing. When you get done with this, if you can load into Destiny, just go into control, connect your controller to your PC, and just play it with that.
I might. Dude. Like it's so brutal.
It's really.
I
not as
took it
bad on
into
the controller.
trials. I took it into trials on controller on PC, and I was demolishing those people with Hard Light and Dire Promise. At its perspective
not-
range.
It's not
At its
bad.
perspective range.
I may have to.
Granted, if we're 1v1ing and you do that, you're gonna get the sauce because I'm using Summoner, and I am
Gonna get
completely
the sauce.
completely
No,
ruthless. I would-
if we 1v1, I'm just gonna use my freaking either Ace, Thorn, or Spare.
There's no
and
room for
Beloved.
error here. I will use my role on Summoner and just ruin you, and I won't feel bad about it either. I
What
will
do you have
sleep like a
celerity on it?
baby. I don't need celerity on Summoner. Are you kidding me? I have rangefinder and dynamic sway reduction. I could beam you across the map. That is the one reason why I love Trials, is because they released an
Don't
auto
use
that I
the meta.
cannot stop.
Spark
using.
Well,
Hunter says
don't use the meta.
Oh,
Well,
don't use
okay,
the meta.
okay.
Spark.
Use the
I
meta.
So
Oh, in that
this
case,
could turn into a really interesting thing. 'Cause
Twisted says, I use the Nation of Beast.
we'll just send these guys
That's
in.
a good hand game.
They can do several rounds
Yeah.
against each other. The first couple ones can be whatever builds they want. And then the community, the people in the chat can say, this is what Angle gets to use, and this is what Hurt gets to use.
Kvostov.
That's it.
I love it.
Kvostov.
You know,
the
they
whole
get to
time.
pick. They get to pick your builds,
Kvostov.
man, and see how
Dude,
you do.
Kvostov's nasty.
Yeah, it is.
Hurt, if we want to use
That reminds me of
I'll
D1
use
playing
my
that.
I'll use my Waking Vigil. I got a lovely Waking
Hold
Vigil.
up.
Actually,
I've got
correction,
the
my
curated
God
kindled.
roll Waking
I'll
Vigil.
throw that on. I got
Wanna
the
hear-
curated kindled, which is filthy.
You want to hear this?
I do
This,
too.
God,
That's
this beautiful
pretty
God
nasty.
roll.
Yes.
Range masterwork, high cal rounds, opening shot, slide shot
Nice.
On what?
German says
on a
fighting
150
lions.
round Waking Vigil.
Oh, that's not bad.
Fighting Lions. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I heard Fighting Lions.
Fighting
Do
Lions
not
is
knock
solid.
Fighting Lions.
It's decent.
Because the entire time I went for my mountaintop, I only used Fighting Lion. I got
M Trash
dirty.
was dominating people with it.
I got dirty with that grenade launcher. If you're ever bored in Crucible, just shoot Fighting Lion on the ground and watch people walk over it and let it blow up.
Yeah.
Super entertaining. Give you fun
All
for
right.
hours, I promise.
Nice. So I'm thinking we transition over to another big topic for today's show, right? Talking about paid subscriptions, perks, and kind of a whole conversation that could kick off around that.
So,
Are there any other little notes before we want to jump into that from other things around, or is this a good time to go straight in, guys?
I think we're good to go into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
We had Animal Planet. I know Animal
Is that what they
Crossing
say?
actually has the record now for the number of most physical sales. Some
Yeah,
other
beating a
stuff,
Mario Kart.
but they beat Mario Kart out and everything. But now, the reason, if people are asking why this is a topic, some of us are admins for Mesa Army Discord and the Army Clan Discord. I'm gonna do a couple laying the level field here. None of the admins get paid, okay? They're all volunteer.
Nope.
They all do this because they want to do the game and everything else and have fun and all this and help other people. We have a passion for Destiny, even though we're complaining about it for quite a bit. And this little lull and everything, we still see passion. We still see it coming back. We have hope for it. And we wanted, at one point or another, all of us went through the difficult time of trying to find friends and people that were interested to develop those relationships and build raid teams to go do raids. So we're like, okay, Mesa's like, he's got this private Discord. We're like, hey, we're going to farm off another one and make a separate Discord that's separate from his, that offers the ability for people to do clans. And it went through a lot of growth pains because from day 1 to day 3, we had 300 people just come in and there was not a lot of organization to it. We're just like, we'll just build clans. People can talk in the Discord, but people kept wanting to rely on the clan inside of the game from Bungie, which restricts it to 100, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And that's led to a huge amount after what happened to Mesa's channel and several others. And then conversations yesterday and today between admins and some posts and stuff that players made. And then YouTube videos are out there dissing on people and all this stuff. And as we're growing ourselves as podcasters and we're developing our own channels and we're developing Discords, we thought it would be really interesting to have the conversation with everybody to hammer out, if I'm going to spend my hard-earned money, my $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever they set up, whether it be on the YouTube channels for the tier 1 at $5, tier 2 is $9.99, tier 3 is what, $14?
25?
Somebody in the chat, I remember from earlier, I don't remember what it is. It's 5, 10, I don't know if it's 15 or 20. It's something.
It's 15.
It's 15. I know on Patreon you can go as little as
I looked at it
1,
earlier.
and as high as 25, 50, whatever you want. What we want to know is if you're going to subscribe to, say, if we ever get big enough, and you're going to subscribe. And
Not
become
if, we will.
Right, when we get there. And I guess Angle dropped.
No, I'm here.
Okay, just camera. Okay.
He's eating.
Yeah. No, I'm not eating.
Okay. Why is it still showing? I don't want Zoom showing participates. Okay, it's got to catch up. Anyways, that's going to bother me. It's a feature. We want to know what the community thinks. If I'm going to spend my $5, what's the minimum to expect? We also want to come back from the creators, content creator. It is 20. From their standpoint,
hopefully
okay.
He's shaving.
Hopefully he's shaving.
Love it. But yeah, like what perks interest you? What warrants your dollar? Right, is what you're asking.
Yeah.
Geek.
I mean, I know from content guys, the $5 a month, people might think, well, that's just supposed to give me a whole bunch of stuff. Those guys, that goes to helping make the videos. Okay, that helps them with the time. And having gone into this, we've been doing podcasts. This is our 8th podcast. People that don't do this, that say, oh, you guys just turn the game on and stream. To that, I say, oh, nay.
Still
there is a lot of stuff that goes on. Behind the scenes, video editing, learn how to do thumbnails, learn how to do marketing, learning how to do this, how to keep things clean for like our channel and Discords and stuff. How do we keep filtering clean? How do we keep content clean so we can be available for all ages? All this other stuff that goes on, all these different moving pieces, people just don't focus on that. And then video editing. I hate editing videos. It's a pain in the butt. But I've got to get better at it. So that $5 to me, that's going towards my time to be able to go do that and free me up to be able to have that time. But at the same time, I also feel that if I'm going to do that, I need to do some minimum stuff like custom emojis, 1 year, 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, icons that show the community, hey, yeah, this person has supported me and everything else and whatnot. Now I'm singing in my head, let it grow, let it grow.
You're welcome.
No.
Not gonna shave anymore.
Yeah.
But but the question is we've had a lot of people, and I've read a lot, had a lot of private messages sent to me on Discord and in game, and had a few voice chats. So I really want to know what the community thinks. Let's start with tier 1. Okay, this can be you guys chiming in. This can be anyone on
the
panel out here in our chat, or even if you're watching this on YouTube later, leave a comments in the section below. If you're listening to us on podcast, there's comment sections
to the Facebook
on there.
page.
Come join us. Hit us up on the Facebook page.
Smash that like
Send
button.
us a
dude.
tweet.
I did it.
We really do want to understand this.
He always makes sure he gets that line in there.
Geek, you're doing so well. You're doing so well.
I'm holding it together, man. Here's the interesting thing, guys. This is my Zoom. Do you know how easy it is to hit the mute button? And if Hurt says anything, no one can hear him right now. Because what? He's muted. Do you see this? It's muted.
Oh, man.
Hey, because
So, Geek, to facilitate the conversation, though,
said someone ban Hurt.
how do you feel about like custom emojis, though, on like a level 1? Is that something that interests
I think it's
you?
a
Do you
must.
look at the quality
I
of
think
it?
it's a must.
Y'all are just asking for more mainstream,
If
John.
for me, my $5, if they don't offer, I get there's people starting out. I really do. I'm one. A lot of the guys here trying to get into streaming. Anyone that's in here trying to stream, I know half of our audience has either a Mixer or Twitch or something set up. And Fiverr makes it very, very cheap. You can get 10 custom emojis created for $5 off of Fiverr.
Nice.
$5. Okay. And yes, money's involved, and a lot of us don't have that extra money. Some have more than others. But I think as a level 1, $5, if I want to show some interest into the people that are going to invest their time into mine and depend on me to give them quality content, not regurgitated content, not unoriginal content, but quality content, then it's my bare minimum responsibility is to show, one, my appreciation to those subscribers or those channel members by letting the rest of the community know when they join that they have been a member for a paid sub for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years, whatever it might be. Plus the benefit to me is if I'm doing a live chat or a live stream and they come in, I see the icon. I don't have to, I can instantly pick them out of the crowd.
Yeah.
And I can get, it doesn't matter if they're tier 1, 2, or 3, or whatever tier, however many tiers you go, I automatically know that these guys are there. And if they're a tier 1 and they've been with me for 2 years and I see a 2-year badge, I'm showing that dude some respect because he's hung with me for 2 years. That's all from level 1 perk. So I don't see any way not to do custom emojis. Once you get to the point where you can actually do subs, because like on YouTube, you have to get to a certain point before you get to that ability and everything and whatnot. Same with Twitch and Mixer's just now starting to do sub stuff. So they're all handling it different. But from my perspective, custom emoji, not only to show that your icon for what you've been and how long you've been there, but it keeps it fun. If I can drop a hype bomb or I can drop, whatever kind of thing, or if it's a melancholy thing or something's going bad on the game where I can show like, someone holding a rose over the top of Cade laying on the ground with the tombstone or something, let me have that ability and unlock that as a perk. That's not something that's going to cost me as the content creator a whole lot. And it's not something I have to update on a regular basis. Maybe once every 6 months, I want to come back and say, I'm going to add something new if the community can get to this level. If I can get this many of subs, I'm going to take some of that appreciation, toss a couple $20 back at a developer, or a graphic artist on Fiverr to give me some new stuff. That's really not that hard to do, especially if you're a gamer that goes into multiple games, so you're not dependent on just one game. You can go find those as you branch out and you get more people following. I can all of a sudden go to Fiverr and say, hey, I need some custom emojis for this type of game or this type of mood.
Right.
Let's see what Twisted says. I do have varied subs for people. Some I've canceled, but for guys like Mesa and CB Gray, I'm not familiar with CB Gray. Should I be?
They wrote like a whole book and movies about him. Yeah.
Yeah, but I like to Twisted's point though. I like the reason to subscribe isn't necessarily for the perks. The perks are additional things, right? You want to show that support, but the perks, cost money, right? So
it kind of
as a content creator, you want to provide value, right?
You need to have some sort of value, and those perks, those level ones, like I was talking about, again, $5-10, man, easy enough to get set up, and you're good to go. And if you don't update them later on, that's fine. But it shows that you're going to put some sort of, if they're going to invest in you, then you're putting a little back towards them to make it worth their time, to separate them from just, why am I giving $5 if I can just get sub and be the same thing as everybody else? Because whether you admit it or not, everybody, everybody who subs wants a little bit of recognition.
Totally.
It's rampant. I can tell you, going through just Mesa's channels and through some other Discords, people that are members that pay, they're like, hey man, I'm giving you money. I want a little bit of reward. Now, most of them are pretty humble. They're not all up in your face demanding all this stuff. Like these people that demand, hey, I want a raid, man. I'm paying $5 a month. Hate to tell you this, that ain't happening.
It's not what your money was going.
It's on you if you want to handle that the way you do, honestly.
Yeah. Now we have to be polite about it, and I'm not trying to be mean, but the reality of the situation is, I wish it could have been said a little bit better than what it was, but you've got a lot of people out there that wear their emotions on their sleeves, and it's going to be what it is. But tier 1, I think we need emojis, bringing that back to the perks thing. I think it needs to be at least some emojis, animated ones they can use on there, and I need some icons. So the icons,
I think that'd be pretty cool to do.
And then if you could do, because some of those channels let you do very custom, very cool avatars.
Yep.
Depending on what platform. If I could bring in my avatar, make it a tier 2 perk, because it's a little more involved. Make that a tier 2 perk. If you're a tier 2 person, I can have my own custom avatar. You
just got to think about it. Like in the business world, no one wants something for nothing.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna want a little bit of something no matter what.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then if you
that's
have
just kind of a given.
And with I'm using Destiny as an example. There's a lot of content creators that are going through droughts right now, right? I'm not singling out Mesa or anything like that. But with that content going down, analytics and stuff, because people are just like, I'm not playing anymore. I don't need to search for it anymore. My Google searches are going down. I'm going to go search for a different game. You need to have something that keeps that person thinking. If I'm looking at the bill every month and I say, why am I paying $5 if I'm not even, you need to say, well, but yeah, he's vested in me as much as I've invested in him. You got to have something that keeps you back.
Gotcha. So what about those subscriber only type chats, right? So say somebody launches like a channel and they lock down who can chat, and some in there, right? You have to be a subscriber or something like that, or a paid subscriber. Are those types of things effective, interesting, or they turn off?
There's several that do that. Different implementations of it. Mesa's kind of implemented that. Datto's done that. Glad's done that. I can make a list, very, very long list of a lot of streamers that have done that, but they do it in a different kind of way. You have a Discord that's open to Joe Public, to everybody. And then you have a channel inside the Discord that's restricted for tier 1. So they can get maybe, here's an advanced look of my upcoming video or the notes for my upcoming video. And tier 2 could be restricted to those that are doing, the tier 2 guys that going, here's my actual video that I'm getting ready to release. You want to give me some feedback kind of thing. Or you can have an advanced channel that's locked down that you as a streamer or content creator go and hang out in once or twice a month, that they can actually come in and talk with you. Not like on Twitch when you're streaming live or Mixer, like right now, if we opened it up to voice and people can interact with you, but actual voice chat. Right now we're interacting with Peaks, and Hurt Locker's filling up the screen, so I'm going to ignore him. With Simple,
See, I know my place.
In here. All these people are in here, and we're interacting with them, but it's us reading what they're saying. Whereas if you open up that perk, they can come in. Like maybe once we get to the certain size, something we try to do, and hopefully he'll be joining us soon.
Spark.
We try to have every now and then. We try to have somebody from the audience join us, right? And he said he'll be on in about 5 minutes. He said that about 3 minutes ago. But
yeah.
Well, people, no matter what, people like interaction. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I was surprised as heck the first time Mesa came into a chat channel with me. I was like, what are you doing here?
It caught me off guard too.
I didn't even know. I was like, he's like, oh, what's up?
The first time I played with him was the very first day of Garden Salvations.
Yeah.
I was with Twisted and Kristen.
I think.
And Unit got mad because we took Kristen from his team and something else. But, it was fun. And that could be like a tier 2 or tier 3 perk where you get to go play with the streamer. Now, people have to understand the streamer's got a job to do. He's got content create and everything like that. So, I know, Harris Heller on Twitch, he'll do stuff and he'll line people up, and he'll, with Apex Legends, he'll do a match or two. And then he'll go on to the next person, and he'll go on to the next person. It's really kind of cool how he does all that stuff for his paying subs, and he does that once. I
love that cup auto.
It's pretty freaking cool how that goes. But again, that shows that you're putting value into your guys. If I'm going to have people, once I get to that point, I put a lot of work into what I'm doing, and I'm not great at it. I'm still a lot to learn for GMD Geek and everything. But when I get to the point where GMD Geek on YouTube and or on Mixer gets to that sub point, I've already got, actually, believe it or not, I've actually already taken the time to get some really cool, I think, emojis and some icons made just to show that, hey guys, I'm putting my time into this one. I'm going to show some value in you. And if I want to grow, I want people to realize that I want them to be valued, because they're, in the long run, a year from now, that's where I'm trying to be. And if I'm failing as a content creator to deliver quality content, then I have failed you as a viewer and as a subscriber. And there's no reason that I wouldn't want your money. I wouldn't deserve your money. Now, there's people out there that don't feel that way. They're just like, I'm going to put something up there. Give me the $5, damn it. Pardon my mouth. Sorry. But, that's how they feel. And I want to avoid that.
Kicked in.
Yeah, dude. I have kidney stone and I'm heavily medicated. Really medicated.
So for the rest of the guys in the chat here too, what do you guys think? Are there any
what sort of
streamers in
perks would you wanna
particular?
see? No. Sorry, my back just
I want to
cracked.
know what the chat would say about that.
I kind of think the models. I think the models are already there, though. If you think about it, Geek basically did just lay it out. It's granted, I know people probably want to see different perks from different streamers, but if you really think about it, it's a model that makes sense and works.
Yep.
Like, I know Mesa, being who he is, he doesn't have tiers to his subscribers, as far as I know, because
he's talked about it, but he hasn't. He's talked about it a few times, but he just hasn't had the time or put the time into developing those tiers.
Yeah. And like right now, he's doing it right. Like we have our chat channel. He hops in every now and then, like whenever he does his live stream of the weekly reset.
Yeah, he'll drag people in and
He'll
stuff.
just drag people in, and then you can play with him at random times. You can talk to him. Not only that, you're not just meeting the streamer, you're also meeting that streamer's community, which is also kind of a benefit for everybody else, because you're not just, you're not just getting occasional playtime with him. Say you're like me, who I was thanks to Mesa, honestly, I met a world of people that I can now play with anytime I want on PC.
Yeah.
Because when I made that jump from Xbox to PC, I didn't have anybody. I was kicked out of my old clan. All my friends were still on console. I was going into a world I didn't know. And thanks to that chat channel with Mesa, I made all these friends and all these people I had never known before, which to me is honestly worth it. Not only that to support Mesa, but it's worth the money that I've spent.
Yeah. So, I mean, the unfortunate side of it that I'm seeing, and some of us as admins are seeing, is it's short-lived.
Yeah.
How quickly people forget all the stuff that's been done, and they want to know what's continued. And that I'm not trying to say downplay, because I like Mesa, I do. But having seen all the DMs and stuff and dealt with that and I did a bunch of research earlier, not on DualSense, and not again on the GoFundMe for shaving of Engel's face. But
which is apparently already getting donations.
Yeah. So
I saw $5 up to $5 recently. Yeah.
I shared it out on Twitter after Peaks did.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But so I went to things like Yang Ye, and he does, he's got a channel on there and it's just $5, and he tells people exactly what you're going to get. Now I believe does have his Discord, but you have to be a member. So for all those people out there complaining, well, I want to be able to Discord, there are YouTube streamers out there, content creators out there. They just, for their time and sanity, they're only going to make their Discord available for the people that are invested in them, so they can have the time to invest back. I get that. I understand that.
Well, in chat, Even Country Henry says, what about promo codes for the higher tiers on gaming accessories?
That is another nice one.
Yeah. Granted, I never used it because I found out about Mesa's code for Scuff after I had ordered mine already. But it's honestly, you get good amount of money off from those codes, which is not only, saving you money, it's also making it feel more worth it to be that subscriber.
Right.
Especially when it's something you can buy repetitively. Like, I know we're always going to be buying controllers, and knowing Scuff's been around God knows how long, since I'm pretty sure Xbox was around. Scuff's been doing stuff. Yeah. So things like that, we're always going to be buying controllers, and now we always have Mesa's code to buy controllers. Yeah, yep. There's going to be those and the Astros and all that other stuff. So, you do get some perks and some discounts out of it. But, there's different ones. Like if you go, again, we had Young Yee's. You can look at Astrocross. It's $5 a month. And he's just joking about it. He's, I don't think he expects anyone to pay $100 a month. Because, that would be, if someone's got $100 a month for Patreon, that's just crazy. But he jokes about it. Thank you for the huge support. Prison makes, Mike's, You are now a Swanson. Yep, you're now a Swanson. That's pretty classic. Or if you go to Bueller Air Games, some people like him, some people don't, but he's one that came up. He does spell it out, $2 a month, $5 a month. He tells you what you're going to get. You'll get the daily brief. You'll be doing stuff during the day. Team Boils all the day in the news and stuff. You get participation in that. You get a little bit ahead of the news kind of thing for what their channel does. And if you do $5 a month, you get early access, 5 to 7 days early. Deep dives and contributions. $10, they're going to read your name off. They're going to give you some sort of credit inside the videos for their credits. $25, you get more. So they spell that out, what you're going to get. They put time, energy, and thought into it. Now you'll notice a lot of the stuff isn't over the top because the content creator can't spend the money that they're making, because the whole idea is they need to be able to generate money for projects, explorations, new games, new hardware, new technology, travel to be able to do certain things.
So they can't put a whole lot of money back out because it's kind of self-defeating to this extent until they get pretty big. But even then, they still don't want to spend more than they make. And the whole name of the game, hate to tell you this, folks, is all of us would love to be able to make an income off of streaming or gaming.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. So they're doing quick and easy things like we had talked about last week. Eventually, we're going to have 3D printed stuff that people can get and whatnot, a postcard. They're just doing little things that can get bulk done, and then they can just send it out as a thank you for the $25. Do they send it every month? Is it going to be something they send out? It just really depends. You go to Linus Tech Tips, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They have a channel. You get $4.99 a month, and they don't do anything else other than $4.99 a month, but they give you certain things. You get the loyalty badges. You get a custom emoji and stuff that you get to use. And once a month, they give you a discount. Once a month, they let you participate in what the topics for the live stream are going to be to help them identify that. Which channel is this? That's mine. You guys don't need to see it. Twitch for their affiliates programs that people sub. Now, this is what we're going to talk about, and it gets a lot of confusion for people a lot of the times, too. My Zoom meeting, did you join? Did we see him join us?
No.
I don't see him in the participants. Jay, can you help him? Spark get joined. I don't see him in the waiting room.
Did you send him a link?
Yeah, I sent it to him earlier.
Yeah, and as you guys work on getting Spark in here for her angle, are there any streamers that you have like favorite emojis from? Anybody like sticks out, brand, visualize, representation, that kind of thing?
I mean, as it sounds, Mesa's might be my favorite. I love the exotic emojis, especially with the hype emojis.
Yeah, it's pretty much he's the only one that I've ever really been involved with the stream or anything like that. So
well, just that, and his emojis were really well done.
Yep, nice.
Yeah. So I mean,
for me,
go ahead.
For me, I follow a guy, Abantis. He does the Last Word podcast, and he's got like this kind of like cheetah theme, but all of his emojis kind of like are about that kind of cheetah persona, and that kind of stood out to me.
See, I like that no matter what, if it's gamers or if it's tech guys that I'm following or anything like that, you're getting, like Linus has this custom ones, Jay has them, a bunch of those guys have their custom IG. They get the very basics. This whole tier 1, I think tier 1's very standard for what people should be able to expect. And I think they think as consumers or people that are investing into a content creator, I think they over expect certain things. So on a content creator side of the thing, I can only do so much.
You did not, Peaks. Hold up.
What did Peaks do?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got feet.
No, did he really?
Yeah, Geek, if you're not sure what's happening,
He most
Geeks has
certainly
launched
did.
multiple campaigns while we were talking about subscribers, but
There you go, folks.
Twitter feed, that's his perk.
Twitter feet instead of Twitter feed. Man, do you like use lotion on those feet? I don't see a single callus.
Oh, wow.
That is not a subscriber perk.
It's not? Dang it.
No. I mean, you can make that into a really cool emoji and then like put some custom graphics on it so it makes it look like he's got athlete's foot or worms or some sort of crazy crap. But you know, that could be what you want to do for your channel, Peaks.
Just feet.
Just random feet.
You weirdo.
So wait, so you
Bacon. Jay, bacon.
Oh, is that an Office reference? Please tell me that's an Office reference.
Maybe like a Ron Swanson reference?
No, because okay, The Office when Michael burns his foot on the George Foreman grill because he likes waking up to the smell of bacon.
I forgot. Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Oh wow.
But see, if you want to go Ron Swanson, you got the vegan bacon episode.
He's like,
There you go.
He's like, please, another.
Please, another.
Can I have some more, please?
Oh,
So,
my
but you
God.
can see, it really doesn't matter what platform you're on. They're going to have some sort of alert perks, like alert notifications. YouTube, Mixer, Twitch, all of them have alerts. So if you got somebody that subscribes and donates, you're getting that called out on the live stream so they can get some recognition. You get the badges, you get all this other stuff. Honestly, you guys are talking about Mesa and here comes Mr. Peaks or Sparks to the crowd. Yeah.
Welcome.
What up?
Welcome.
Is that Spark?
Like that one.
Yeah, it is.
So
He's connecting to audio still.
I like Harris Heller's stuff quite a bit. Not only does he have icons and emojis, but you get, like, you start off with your icon when you first sub to him. It starts off as a Pokemon egg, and at 3 months it starts to hatch, and at 6 months it turns into an Eevee or something, and then at 9 months it keeps growing, and it goes through the evolved phases of the Pokemon. So it's creative, it's different, but it's just how people do that. And it's what I really want to get away from is specifically, I mean, this is a gaming community, but we're also technical and everything. I want to overall picture it. I want us to see no matter what direction, because we also want to help people grow into streaming. And not everybody that's going to watch this or listen to this on a podcast is going to be a gamer. But they might be interested in learning how to stream. And they might want to be interested in, okay, if I'm going to stream, what are my perks that I sent? Or as a consumer, as somebody that's going to subscribe to 2 or 3 different channels, what should I expect? And what is too much to expect from like a tier 1 subscription? Because I can tell you most of the stuff I get direct messages about are people that don't really think it through, don't understand how content creation works, don't understand the effort that gets put into it, and are demanding what I would think would be tier 2 or tier 3 perks instead of tier 1 perks.
Yeah.
So what's going on, Spark?
Not much, guys.
Welcome everybody, Mr. Spark Hunter, the one and only to the channel. How's it going?
Another
man?
fellow bearded gentleman to the podcast here. It's great.
Yes. Yes. He has me beat on follicles on the top of the head though. I keep mine buzz cut, but
Yeah, same here.
yeah, it's easier.
I don't think you want to see the quarantine hair I have going right now.
Bro.
No.
Didn't even
Nice
wait.
cowlick,
That
alfalfa.
looks good, actually.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
My
Angles
hat-
has
my
got
hat's
you
got
beat,
a-
dude. Angles
Yeah, Angle, go ahead. Show him Angle.
Angle
Alright, let's
has
do this,
probably
dog.
enough hair. Jay, he could style his hair like that dude from PSO2 with the hair coming off the front. About
Oh yeah,
a foot-
Doug.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you think? I think he could. I think he could. He might even be able to do the Johnny Bravo thing.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's why he wears a hat.
Yeah. So Mr. Spark, I know that we were talking and we're talking about the perks and stuff, and you had some thoughts on it. Lay them on us on them, my brother.
Yeah, the whole like tier 1 perks, good idea. Custom emojis. As starting out as a streamer, really important. Then the other tiers, it's really up to, I would assume, the content creator. And what do you guys think?
Oh yeah, I think it is. I mean, it's going to be dependent upon what they have time to do, but how they can. I think at tier 2 and tier 3 is where they're really going to distinguish themselves from
And that's how
other
you
people,
yeah.
from other streamers in their same niche. How do I separate myself, make myself of a more value?
Right.
Because you got to pick
And
the
like you guys
interest of
brought
people.
up the good point about Discord, private Discord. Like Vlad and them pretty much don't have private Discords. You can just join the Discord at any given time, where with Mesa, it's a perk of being a channel member. And you don't, like, they stream on Twitch or whatever other platform, or multiple platforms, I should say. For some content creators, where you only see, like, say, Mesa is only YouTube, strictly YouTube.
Yeah.
Ithalian at one point was YouTube and Twitch.
Mhm.
He stopped doing YouTube for, I can't remember the reason, but he's strictly Mixer now. After as he moved from Twitch.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
again,
he didn't have to do video creation anymore. That's why he went to Twitch. And there was
Right.
no YouTube really overcharges and takes too big of a cut from subscription fees. So like every $5 somebody pays, I think the YouTube channel gets $3 of it, if I remember right. But
Right.
on Twitch,
And I know Facebook gaming is a little bit different because True Vanguard moved from Twitch to Facebook gaming.
Yeah.
Which I think they get, the full amount from
wow.
like donations and
minus the
stars or whatever.
less, yeah.
minus the equivalent tax or something. I don't remember,
Right.
but it's pretty close.
Yeah, True Vanguard did that recent, like kind of like trials prep, right? Like play my way type tournaments on that. I saw him promoting a
Correct.
lot on
Yes,
Facebook
yeah.
gaming.
But
And that's another good thing because I just saw Lono from Say No to Rage. He's, I think, doing a tournament as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
The
That was
thing
great.
that I've noticed, you brought up the other streamers and whatnot that have their own, open Discords. The difference that I've noticed personally, because I did sort of a test, if you will, after joining Mesa's, and the channel membership and whatnot, I did, go to those other channels, hit the link to the Discord, and just hung out for a couple of days, in the shadows. I'd like, try and at, the individual to, kind of see if there would be any sort of interaction.
Right.
And guess what? There wasn't. Whereas
Exactly.
Mesa, almost everybody, if he can, almost everybody, that, directly at him in like the Ask Mesa or whatever like that, he will, he does his best to get back to you.
Right.
And so again, like that goes back to, $5 a month. You're talking about a cup of coffee from Starbucks, for a month where I spend like, ridiculous amounts of money on coffee. And you get direct accessibility with a very high chance of, true interaction, not just, copy and paste comments.
Yeah.
As long as people know their boundaries, unlike calling them at 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning.
Yeah.
So
5 times
so
just
a
you
couple things, because you brought something up, Spark, to me, that comes up as I've been reading and learning about how to grow, what you need to do to be successful. This is not the game it was 5 or 10 years ago. But I want to comment on that real quick, but I want to make a comment to Country Henry on his discounted merch thing. That is something that every streamer has the ability to do now, like stream merch and all this stuff. It's so easy to set up merchandise, and a lot of those content creators, they just go out and they put the max price on their gear that's being sold. And I think they get too carried away with that, because I'm sorry, the dad in me and the money tight white person, no t-shirt, no freaking t-shirt. This is $6 at Walmart. Should cost me $25. Okay.
Right.
It costs $15, $12, $13 to make on Teespring. Add it up. Give yourself a little bit on there, but then you give yourself the ability to give your members a tier 1 or a tier 2 a discount. Tier 1, you can give them 2%, 3%, whatever. Tier 2, you can give them a little bit bigger discount. It's not money out of your pocket. It's just a discount if they're going to maybe might go buy.
Good point, because they haven't even purchased, right?
Right. So it's free money that you get to play with, but you're empowering your subscriber. If they want to go do it, they can. But, again, $25 for a t-shirt, $50 for a sweatshirt. Like Eddie Hall, he's one of the world's strongest men. I follow him really well. I got a sweatshirt coming from him. He's got a really cool sweatshirt. Not only does it have a hoodie, but it's got a neck warmer and stuff that goes over the face for if you ride motorcycles and everything, or go for walks or runs. It's really cool. That thing could have easily gone for $48. With shipping from the UK, I paid $28.93 for a really well-reviewed hoodie.
Have you seen the Robert Oberst ones? Strong but pretty.
Yes.
I love his.
But so they can do stuff. But going back to something that Spark said, a lot of these streamers, he mentioned a lot of these streamers are on 2 or more platforms. Okay. So like a lot of them go stream live, and during their live streams, the chat's right up. You're going to have lulls in the game and downtime. And if they have their Twitch chat or Mixer, meds.
Words are hard.
Yes.
I are English good.
Yes. They can interact with their members, their followers. And if they're subs, that brings, again, you get the icons and everything that comes right up on there. And then you can go back and forth. I think this is one of the ones for growth. And it's a little bit different from this conversation, but you bring say if you establish a following on Mixer and you got all these live streaming, you don't have to edit any video. We're just talking off the cuff like we've been doing. I don't know if you caught our 30-minute segue about mustaches and shaving. It was really weird for this channel. But
it happens.
But then we can go do content. If we wanted to make a little 15-minute highlight video, we could pull that out as do as a funny little clip like Otto was doing for some of our social media stuff. Or we can do a highlights video for YouTube and crunch that all down into content. Or like we were talking about maybe later on, streaming us playing some games together. And then we can make content out of that one, giving different avenues. So if we grow people on YouTube that wouldn't normally go to Twitch or Mixer, they could follow us over and vice versa. So I think a lot of the YouTubers or a lot of the content creators out there forget that. I know Mace has done Twitch a little bit. I wish he would use one of those other platforms a little more often to get more, to bring his YouTube members and following over there. And I think he and a lot of the other guys will get a much better understanding of who is their active, loyal subscribers and or Patreons. Not just the people that pay, but the people that actually subscribe and watch. You know, versus I have 500,000 or 1 million subscribers. That doesn't mean that I'm have 1 million people watch every single video that I upload.
Right. And another way, when you're talking about interactions, right? When you're streaming, you are seeing those people live if you're looking at the chats and engaging with you in those moments. I could imagine if you're a content creator and just looking at YouTube videos, the comments are all a bit more retroactive and in bulk. So I'd imagine that it's harder to pull out who's actually loyal in those settings unless you're seeing that name every single YouTube video, right?
Yeah, but are you really going to remember that name?
Yeah, probably not, is what I'm saying. Exactly. So you need some sort of like live real-time service in order to actually talk to somebody. Yeah.
Demolition Ranch.
I love that Matt.
Yeah, dude.
Demolition Ranch.
Demolition. Oh, yeah.
Hey, look, what he did to that high point when he shot that thing in the chamber and then he still wrapped around in it.
Hurt. I've been to his ranch.
Really? Yeah. Dude, like that's like I that's one dude I just want to hang out with him. He seems so cool. Yeah, I've been subscribed. And I like I said, I'll wear it next week. I've got like 6 or 7 of the Demo Ranch shirts. I don't know. They're all just dope designs.
This does not surprise me. So
I'm definitely gonna get a shirt made for my Mixer channel. So
okay, so
I'll probably be wearing that soon.
I have a logo that's been made. A little cartoon, and I told Jay about it earlier. I can't wait. It's going to hit my store probably tomorrow, and it's just a gag shirt based on making a little light of everything that's going on today. But I think everyone is going to like it.
Can I buy it?
Yeah, I'm going to have it on my merch store.
I think it's no reason to get that close, bro. Chill out.
I think it'll be $13.
Do what? I can't hear you if I'm not.
So as soon as it's live, I'll share it. I don't want to give away what it is until it's up because I think it's going to be great. My wife laughed her butt off when I showed it to her. She's just like, I can't believe you put that on a shirt.
Okay, if it's like that, I'm definitely buying it. I'm definitely wearing it.
and here's the kicker. I had to get the kicker in there. I made sure Angle would hear me. Here's the kicker. It's a shirt. No. It is a shirt. Well, there's that shirt coming too. But no, the one that I'm having made doesn't say kicker on it, but I would feel comfortable letting my kid wear it to school. But
nice. So I can get some for mine.
Yeah.
See, my shirt's just gonna see. Well, you see, the problem is. And it's just,
well, you see what the problem here is. Yep. But so, what else you got going, Spark? What other thoughts? I mean, I know that you're not you're in the trench more with like the subs and everything else, and you might have a little more interaction that way. Whereas, 3 of us are always adminning stuff, and it's playing parent. Honestly. If you guys are subbed and you're in the Mesa Army Clan channel, we are adults. This is not middle school. Please grow.
Have you seen Hurt?
Up.
Excuse me?
Have you seen him with no facial hair is the real statement.
Yeah.
Baby face.
He looks like every high school quarterback.
Hey, I was the running back, okay? Don't give me that.
Fullback, dude. Fullback.
You sure you can't play that? You sure you can play that role still, Hurt?
Yeah.
Picture fine.
Oh, dude, I'm still real fast.
The backyard drama.
Hey,
what I'm referring to is
Hurt's about as fast as you can get. Just run into a Chick-fil-A and back.
Hey, dude, I just did a PT test. I got the 2 miles in 15 minutes, which is the slowest like I've ever done. He's will do it in like 10, 11.
I like how he says
not
fast,
bad.
But, slow.
Hey, 15 minutes. All right, Jay. Go live stream you running 2 miles. If you break
In
20
15
minutes,
Hey,
I will
here's
give you
the thing, dude.
$150.
You know, hey,
So-
I got out the military for messing up my knee, so
Oh yeah, you're right. Nah, mine's jacked up too.
Here's
But,
an idea.
Sorry.
Jay, get in a wheelchair. Hurt, go run 2 miles pushing Jay.
I'll do that.
hey, look, you want him to run down a dirt road while we're trying to push a wheelchair?
You're gonna be miserable.
You're gonna hit a rivet, and
And
Jay's
then
gonna
we
go
come back
flying.
to let's go get some bobblehead merchandise.
Yeah.
Sounds like great social media content, guys. Do it.
Right.
Record it, please.
I'm gonna find a way to get a custom bobblehead made of all of us.
Yeah, I'm
There's
down.
a couple sites. I've already looked because I wanted one for mine.
Who do I need to throw money at?
I'll send you guys
Right.
some links.
I'm gonna
It's pretty
say.
So-
Am I
throw
gonna
money
get
at
sued
Peaks,
by
he'll figure it
Bethesda
out
for
for
putting
us.
myself in a Vault Tech uniform?
Yeah.
But Spork, what
I
kind of
need
games
this
you been playing
bobblehead version
lately?
of me.
So to go back on what Geek was saying, like especially in like the Mace Army Discord and our clan Discord, it's like you said, it's plain parent. And we've said this, and Geeks put it out in his videos about people reaching out, and they're not doing that. They're not being active. They're expecting us admins to do it for them. That's my biggest pet peeve is like,
Yeah.
if you're not going to make the effort, why should we?
Mm.
It's not like it's been said many times, we're not paid to be admins for the clan or
Mm-hmm.
in the Discord. It's like we're all adults for the most part, I believe.
Try to be.
Try to be. Yep. It's frustrating because you see it and you don't understand what you're trying to say.
Right. It's just
For whatever
text-based
reason, yeah.
communication. These are people that could
Right.
come from any part of the world, any background, age, interest, whatever. And
Right.
there's expectations that they're coming in with that you don't know and you have expectations of them as community members. I could definitely
Right.
say it's hard as an admin stepping into that.
I can also tell
Right.
you to go into that one is it's been what, a year now, I guess. That's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And when we first started, all of us admins were really gung ho. We were really quick to respond. And then, there's only 300 or 400 people in there, right? Maybe 500. And
Right. Yeah.
the amount of energy that has to be spent to take care of 10 people out of that 500 is mind-boggling, because they think, I'm paying $5, give me the keys to the kingdom.
Yeah, no,
Right.
that's not how it works.
That's
Yeah.
not how it works. And then they can't follow basic instruction, and they don't
Yep.
understand basic things. And it's just like, okay, now let me explain this again. And after the third or fourth time, and after having to do that over and over and over and over again, the admins
Right.
just to get to the point where I don't look at the channel 24/7. I look at it in the morning. I look at it before I go to bed. You get a response from me anytime between, you're lucky. But
Right.
if
Yeah.
you,
Exactly.
I apply to the clan, and then I turn around 10 minutes later and see you complaining inside the channel, I'm not going to take the time to go and do that. And you have to realize, you apply to one of the clans. The admin has to go say, okay, is this person linked to YouTube? Is this person active? Is they
Yeah.
actually on a PS4? Are they on a PC? Are they on an Xbox? Are they defined correctly? Does their Discord name match up to the actual Steam name they've applied to? Because half the time they never match up. For one
Right.
person applying, it takes 10 to 15 minutes for us to figure it out half the time. And we have day jobs or nighttime jobs or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
So
Well, the one that Jay sent me the other day, or was it yesterday? I can't remember.
Yesterday.
He's doesn't have a pending application in for the clan. So I'm looking and I'm like, I don't see his name, and it's like that's the
Yeah,
other
it
thing
was
too. It's like
yesterday.
you can't find them because they don't respond to you either.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that's another thing, like I've learned with having talked to Discord and got a list and everything, is once the Discord, if you do set up a YouTube connection, you get that partnership approved, then one of the things that can be done that they're working on, which is really cool, is it will force linked YouTube to Discord to be the same name.
Right.
Which will be fantastic. And then people are like, well, I want my nickname. Well, you can have a nickname, but the name that we see will show up until we approve it. And then once you're approved, then the nickname can be done.
Right.
Sure.
So my take on it is, if like Geek just said, most of us have day jobs that we go to every day, whether it's, work from home, or if you're in the healthcare field or food service industry, which is deemed essential at this point, you're going to work every day. It's like, from anywhere from 8 to 10 hours a day, and you really don't have time to respond to
13.
Yeah. You don't really have time to respond to the issues right away. Like I'm pretty sure like Twisted and Army Tool are like the admins on the actual Mesa Army channel Discord, as to where they deal with issues regarding the channel members and whatnot. As to where with the Clan Army, we admins deal with that issue. Not as probably about the same as Twisted and Army, I would say.
I think the fun part on the Mesa one is making sure that the syncing is happening between YouTube and Discord. That's the
right.
Twisted can correct me if we're wrong on that one, but that's, I think, the one we see the most. So I got a question, Spark.
Yeah.
Resident 3.
I've been playing it on Xbox.
And?
It's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. I can't remember the original one, because that's from what?
Yes, boys.
99?
Sparks
maybe?
as
Right?
old as I am, I think. Thank God.
Oh, you're level 44 too?
No, 38.
Close enough.
Oh,
Close
level
enough.
38. Nice.
Close enough.
So,
Do you remember the TV show Farscape?
Yes.
Thank
Oh,
God.
guys, shout out Bunny. He just had a birthday, by the way.
Geek is
Bunny just had a
redeemed.
birthday.
Who? What?
Bunny, go to the live chat in
Happy-
Discord and post a picture.
Happy birthday.
Of the
Happy
gift.
leveling up day. It's not birthday. After 2021, you got your last
Oh.
insurance discount. It's a leveling
Oh,
up. Sounds much cooler.
He's 20.
Only
Sorry,
person in
I'm
this
sorry.
this panel
Jeez.
that hasn't reached that point yet is Engel.
Yeah, but I'm really digging Resident Evil 3 Remake right now. It's a lot different, obviously, than the original one. Graphics are very good. Gameplay is pretty smooth. It takes a lot of bullets to kill like one zombie.
Yeah.
You're a
Sounds
bit of
like
a
a vision.
sponge.
It's a lot. If you don't get I have the grenade launcher right now and the shotgun, and the handgun.
Those both sound good, especially in those Resident Evil games for zombies.
Definitely. Nemesis is, you encounter him a lot throughout the game. Right now, I think I'm on the part where I'm on Carlos, where it just switched from Jill to Carlos. So I'm where he's at the RPD. So I'm going through that right now. I've been going back and forth between that and D2 right now on Xbox. I just did download Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I might hit this weekend. I'm not entirely sure. I
I'm
do
doing
work
it
all
as soon as
weekend
we're done
for the
here.
most part, so.
Nice. Awesome.
It's worth it. I don't know if Resident Evil has been worth it. I've heard mixed reviews on the cost versus the mechanic versus the play and everything else. To me, everything I've heard, now maybe you can prove me wrong on this one, is said wait till the end of the year when it's going to be 50% off. I can tell you.
I didn't think the price was too bad to begin with.
I think it was 60, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
See, for me, has it been enough of a change? That's what I'm trying to find out. I can tell you one of the really cool things about being able to play the Final Fantasy demo was I was able to figure that out. And
Right.
I can tell you, having gotten 2.5 hours, 3 hours into Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's worth the money, hands down.
Right.
They
yeah.
paid true homage to what it was before, for the most part. I know I did hear the end's a little different, so I don't know about that part.
Well, I
haven't
heard that
gotten
it's
there
not
yet.
a complete game right now. There's parts missing.
Correct.
If I'm okay, yeah,
They will be
That's
releasing,
what I read.
but it's not. Yeah, you've got different chapters. We're just dealing with one of the cities now, and then you'll work your way out, and it'll grow. So they do have stages planned, which is
So
really
is that
pretty
like DLC that's coming for them, or
I
is
believe
that
so. I don't know how that's going
okay?
to work. I don't think it's going to be another $60 game. I think they're going to expand on it. So,
Okay.
which I hope someone can.
Well, for
me if
that
I'm
price,
wrong.
yeah, that's definitely worth the price for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Where, yeah, if you don't want to spend the 60 on the Resident Evil 3 remake, just probably wait. It'll probably go down in price. I want to say 3 months.
They're already
Yeah.
saying, they're already saying that it'll probably be 50% off, 40 to 50% off by Christmas. So,
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm trying to figure. Is it one of those games that I want to wait because I've already spent a lot of money on games, and my
Spark,
wife is
either
keeping me
way,
the
I
evil
want to
eye.
hear what you think of like the kind of end of it and end game, right? Like if there's any like replayability and whatnot to it. So like let us know in like the Discord too once you get there, because that's something
Right,
that like if you give me nice reviews on that, like I'm in. I love Resident Evil 2. I love that franchise. I've just been like waiting on like, is it a 6 to 8 hour game and that's it or not? And you
Right.
could let me know. That'd be awesome to help push me over the edge.
Yeah, because I think they're talking about like for like the next Resident Evil game to come out. They're trying to get feedback from their community as to whether it's gonna switch to like a FPS type
Yeah.
game, or keep it the way the franchise started out as a third person action adventure horror game.
Right. I did see that about RE8. Right.
But I wouldn't really dig Resident Evil as a first person, and that's just my opinion.
I'm
That
with you.
type of game
I
that-
mean,
Yeah,
and even the Resident Evil 7 wasn't going the direction I personally loved. I know a lot of
Right.
people did
Same
like
here.
it. But,
Yeah, I mean,
right. I think we're trying to get.
I
Go ahead,
played
Geek, sorry.
one of them on the Xbox when it was on the X Pass, and the mechanics from that game just drove me bonkers on the movement, so I had to
Right.
uninstall it. I just couldn't enjoy it. Resident Evil
It's
3
definitely
sounds like
structured.
it's a lot better.
yeah. If they
So-
do like a Resident Evil 4 remake, that would be high on my list, because that was probably one of the best Resident Evil games in that franchise, in my opinion.
Here's what I'd hope doesn't happen in a content drought. There's classic games, I love them to death, but let's not do what Hollywood did and just start remaking every single game. That's just
Yeah.
I honestly feel like they because
Kinda there,
originality
yeah.
is really hard. It's kind of starting to look a lot like that. You know, they're starting to kind of rehash the old stuff, and it's like, yeah, I get it, I like it, but at the same time, a little bit of fresh breath would be nice.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, you've got studios out there that are struggling with the Corvid stuff going on. Like an Amazon New World got pushed back into August because of all that, and they didn't want to put stress on their developers, which is really cool. They came out and made a really cool statement about it. But, they're not trying to make something regurgitated. They're trying to make something new. I also wasn't aware of their new platform that they're trying to push out, that supposedly Amazon is going to probably kill off Stadia. But
Oh yeah.
Well, isn't Apple
Topic
doing
for
something
next
like
week.
that too?
All right, so real quick, while we're talking about this stuff, in chat, Country Henry wants to know if anyone has heard about PS5 overheating.
I don't pay attention to Sony anymore. They've already lost, so no.
There was 2 articles that did come out on that one, but here's the thing: there's
You
no
have to
real
heard again.
tests out there to confirm or deny it. So until someone's got video out there, I'm not going to hold it up with
Kind of like with those phones blowing up a couple years back.
2 out of 1,000. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I do want to say one thing about the PS5. The controller does look pretty good. I like the design. It's like
Peaks.
cross between like the
Xbox controller.
yeah. Well, that's why
Like
I
because
use
you're an
Scuff when I
Xbox
play on my
person.
PlayStation. So
Yeah. It's like peaks. Either you've got an infection on your box, or you've got cable and you're sharing it with the neighborhood, so your internet's gonna throttle based on that. Do you have coax cable at your house, buddy?
We're not talking about coax, geek. My head hurts so bad. Dude, I have to work tomorrow, so
And it could very much be too that the site that you're trying to download from has really bad connections or is overlagged. It just depends. It's not always your end of the point of the connection, but it could be.
All right, guys. Well, I think we have done a good job today covering a lot of different topics. We're running a little bit long here. Do you want to try and transition to a final question, a bit of where to find us, and wrap up for this Friday?
Full send.
Yeah, close down BattleNet. Never leave BattleNet running. Never. It's such a hard.
I think I'm loving our final question, but Geek's gonna know my answer.
Awesome.
What are we playing during the? What's the question?
Yeah, Angle, kick it off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For the final question, we were gonna select which weapon from any video game we would want.
Oh yeah.
I know mine right off the bat. I want the BFG from Doom. I would do anything for a BFG from Doom. I think that'd probably be the most fun I've ever had, just putting holes in things. And you can find me at Angle of Death 39 on both Mixer and Twitter. Preferably Twitter, because that'll be the fastest way to message me.
Yeah, yeet.
Hurt.
Oh, me. Man.
Yeah, you.
I've ever since Destiny 1, Thorn has like just Thorn and the last word and just like that whole thing. It could be either one, but right now, dude, yeah, Thorn and last word. I don't know. It's a toss up between either one of those. Just like the lore, the story, like love it. The aesthetic of both of them. It would hands down have to be one of those. I can't pick. I couldn't do it.
Hawk Moon's better than both of them.
I'm about to go Gollum. You can find me at HurtLocker028, Instagram, Twitter. I have a Mixer. I'm a little too busy to be streaming right now, so I don't do that. But yeah, hit me up. Y'all yeet.
Auto.
So I probably could think of a better answer, but the one that comes top of mind, not having one, is 1K Voices. Just for nostalgia.
Go deer hunt with 1K, dude.
What are you hunting? Godzilla?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking practical applications here. I was going for the
There
like
goes
nostalgia
the
play, right?
Yeah,
like
I was about to say.
Just a flaming beam of fiery death and everything.
There's no practical application to the BFG from Doom.
Right. Okay. Fair.
Holes
Fair.
in the core of Earth.
I could have probably come up with a better answer. That was just
1K
probably my
is awesome.
favorite gun at this point. Even though you can kill yourself with it very easily. So maybe that makes it a poor choice, but it's fun. And you can find me at Autonomy, AUT0NOMY, mostly on Twitter, a little bit of Mixer. And yeah.
Spark.
You can find me, well, let me see, probably the energy store from Halo.
I knew someone was going to say it. I was
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
Iconic. With the ability to like
like
warp to your target, or
Probably that, yeah.
yeah.
You can find me at SparkHunter1015 on Twitter, Mixer, and YouTube as well.
Awesome.
Kind of been busy lately, not streaming at night.
Because
usually
trials,
that's when
right?
I'm on. So, trials is I tried last weekend. Couldn't find any good teams. With LFG, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Last week's map was kind of difficult. It was Cauldron. Not a very well. A lot of sweats too in trials. In my opinion. This week's map is Rusted Lands, so it might be a little bit better for sniping and close.
I might actually hop in.
Yeah.
You can get on.
If you can load the game.
I did right before we went live, so hopefully I can.
For me, you can find me on Twitter, Mixer, YouTube is GMD Geek. I'm doing dual wielding with Elucidator and Dark Repulsor.
Ooh.
Anime world.
Yep. Don't run out of ammo. It's silent. I can kill most big mobs or little mobs. So I'm good to go.
There you go.
Practical.
Right.
And
Just
as
like
a
a dad.
side note,
Practical.
very specific side note for Hurt, Jay can attest to it. Inside of Phantasy Star Online 2, you can do what's called chat callouts or shouts, like battle shouts and stuff. And I have one set up that whenever I enter a urgent zone or whatever it is, it goes yeah yeet.
Yes, dude. My
It
God,
really
Yeet will
does.
live on. Let's
It really
go.
does. Like, that's not even wrong.
Let's go.
All right, and we're gonna end
Yeah.
it with Jay. What we got for you?
All
buddy?
right, so just side note, Country Henry said Cloud's Buster Sword.
Yeah, that'd be my second.
Wow.
guy. Yeah.
Like, look, if you can swing that thing, dude, you can keep
Yes. Yes.
Peaks the fat man from Fallout.
it.
Oh, yeah, and a couple
Oh,
other
man.
from chat too, just to call it right. Killer Bunny, Energy Sword, Twisted
Yep.
was a fuel rod cannon from Halo.
Lancer
That's a
from
good one.
Gears
Yep.
for Bunny.
Nothing from
Peaks, you know how
Borderlands.
unpractical the fat man would be? How extremely unpractical the fat man from Fallout would be?
All right. What we got, Jay?
All right, so, man, now that you say that, it's not really a weapon, but since I've been playing Persona, I'd love to have one. Actually, kind of is a weapon. I do attack with it.
Uh-huh.
And that is.
I will have to post a picture later of the Persona that I'd use. It's
Yeah,
called
yeah, yeah.
Saint Now.
That's-
It's the one that you'll see at the end of the game.
I know.
It's a demon lord, essentially.
You summon a... Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. But yeah, I would have to have that.
A ray gun.
It's like, you know, it's skyscraper tall.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect every time.
Awesome.
You can find me at Unforsaken J, Mixer, Twitter, Instagram, and Hert's gonna lead us out of here.
Oh, I am. All right. Well, again, thank you so very much for hopping in with us today, guys. We had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun making everyone irritated. Go hit up all of our Go hit up all of our social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Press What to Join. Send in messages. Really want to get that segment going where we can, shout out individual people and, kind of extrapolate on a message that gets sent in. We appreciate all you guys' support. You guys are great. We are out of here.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Spark.